Welcome to Off the Binge, your ultimate seasonal anime podcast. Each week, we deliver top recommendations, hot takes, and in depth reviews of the latest episodes from this season's lineup. Join us as we give you your weekly dose of anime coverage. I tried to do that just like
Or
Crash.
or the
That's like the
or
first time I've
good
ever
part.
done that before.
I know it's been a while.
Because I'm so used from editing to hearing that shit like over and over and over again. But, yeah. I'm giving a countdown to myself. This is great. Yo, what is going on, everyone? Off the Binge is back. The crew is here. I was about to do my intro as I always do. You guys can probably tell I'm not used to doing these freaking intros. I always rely on Vash, and he is in a different space, different scenery right now, but we just roll with it. We're going. This is episode 85, and boy, do we got a more probably in-depth show this week, I would say, for y'all, because last week, like we mentioned, we more so we're focusing on premieres and, a lot of our things that were kind of that surprised us, and more so just general quick thoughts. There wasn't really a whole lot of in-depth. For certain things there were, because you guys know us at this point. We do like to kind of go off the rails with some certain things, and hey, we're passionate. What else can we say? You can't really fault us for that. But yeah, we're here for another episode, and I got the crew here with me, of course. And like I mentioned, Vash in a bit of a new scenery for the time being, as you guys can see. So what's up, Vash?
Yes, as you can see, this is my kitchen. We're in my living room. My setup, I just moved. Like I literally moved, like I said a couple weeks ago, or as you guys heard on Weeps Lounge. I was in the process of moving, and wifey got annoyed at me. She said, like, "Yo, can we already move in there? I'm tired of going back and forth, trying to get there, eat dinner there, sleep there." I'm like, "Yo, I got you." So I moved everything within 2 days, and your was exhausted. And I got internet on Friday, chat, and I still haven't put my internet in. So I'm gonna do on Monday, the day that you guys are watching this podcast, and I should have my setup by Tuesday. So let's see how that goes. But don't worry, you're guys gonna have the green screen set up and everything. But yeah, new place. Like me and Nate, we got new place
Yeah, big
by the middle of the
changes.
year. So congrats to us, changes, new setups. I'm gonna have my setup with a bed, chairs right next to it. His setup is right by a bed. It's a it's a very YouTube content creator style. Is like, hey, until you make it big, you're gonna have your bed as a background or green screen
hmm
or a couch in background
I
too.
probably should be
So
using my green
hey,
screen, to be honest.
in the future, hey,
Yeah.
we eventually we could all be green screen, have a cool layout. In the future, we got that. But hey, talk about green screen. Where's our guy here?
He's
Is he
yeah,
this way
yep,
or
where you just were. Yep. Other way, other way.
Hi
oh?
Yep,
guys.
yep, yep.
Right.
Hi guys. Maybe one of these days when I get my own place and everything, and I'll turn on my camera.
Oh,
Oh, oh,
I mean,
oh.
look, that's always been the plan, but I'm working on shit. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Anyway,
we need
hi
some
guys.
face reveals out of you and Neko, and need a
Oh,
lot
bro,
of.
Neko, you can do that, bro. She's got to charge like so much
But
for
Neko,
hers.
yeah, abandoned us. Let's get that out of the way. She kind of tried to throw that out there last week. Maybe I'll join this week.
Maybe I'll
Yeah,
join.
what
Where's
happened?
she at?
But hey,
Where's she
She had
at,
a
bro?
fucking
you know where
20-hour
she's
stream
at?
with her boyfriend, by the way.
No, she's actually watching the Odyssey movie right now. After dinner, she had
Okay,
a steak.
valid,
Yeah, for anybody that's not
valid.
in her Discord server, I saw in the food channel saying that why eating this nice I believe salmon or dinner, and she said, I'm gonna eat this and go
You
watch
got
the Odyssey with my girls.
damn, a steak dinner in in the Odyssey, bro. That sounds like quite the night. Hey, I can't blame her, I guess, for not being here. Shit.
Yeah, I
I
get it.
didn't
You
know
got
it was
plans.
Well, what were you saying,
Nah,
bro?
man.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm excited, man. This week we finally got some more Mushoku, Nah, me, I might be a little bit of a fan of that series.
Are you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Nah,
Yeah, I
I'm a
believe
big
so. It I really for one day, but then I can't wait for the end of the season because we're gonna rank Slime, Mushoku,
The answer is Mushoku
Ascendance of Bookworm,
for
Ascendance of
sure.
Bookworm, and ReZero, all at the end of the season of the summer in a tier list. So it's gonna be very interesting.
Yeah, you
How's
got a
that gonna go?
lot of the big hitters, man, which
A lot of
Exactly.
we're
good,
eating.
dude.
And Bleach is coming back. Well, as of probably when this comes out this week, we'll be able to say this week it's
Yeah, I
coming
believe it's
out.
this week, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because it's
yeah, I believe this
on
week.
Saturday. So yeah, the season it just is getting better. So love that. But yeah, with introductions out of the way, we're gonna move on to binge chilling. Did you guys have anything? I mean, there was a couple things I maybe wanted to like bring up, and it was
So
most
let's go quick spotlight. Yeah, let's go
yeah,
quick
it
spotlight.
was mostly some of the things that I like finished because I've been saying like, oh, I was behind on a lot of the spring stuff, and I was like finishing a lot of things. And I'm not gonna go through every single thing because I'd be sitting here forever. But I will say the one that I did want to kind of talk about that I feel like is valid for a discussion is like the end of Dr. Stone. And I did tweet out a bit of it in on Twitter, and the fact that they brought back Good Morning World at the end, that shit hit. And seeing obviously the amount of time has passed and where everybody, ended up at. The marriage, of course, with Taiju and Yuzuria, seeing
Because
everyone
two of them,
there.
right?
Yeah, yeah. So seeing a lot of that, but then also like so there was a lot of nice things about the ending of it for real, but I feel like there is a little like the whole Y Man reveal, and I feel like that did kind of fall a bit flat for me. I wasn't too crazy on the
How did you feel
reveal.
about that, by the way?
Yeah,
Like,
I
how do you feel
wasn't.
about the reveal being a
Yeah,
um, alien type of sentiment that just truly wanted humans to live longer in their perspective, where that is eternal life?
yeah. I don't know. I feel like it's like a thing that makes sense, I guess, but it's also a thing where I just feel like with how much it was kind of built up and gassed up, I guess maybe I was expecting more. So like on that front, I felt like a bit disappointed. Uh, but like outside of that specifically, I feel like it did wrap up really nicely. And I just yeah, like the Good Morning World and the title drop even at the end. It was a pretty nice way to end things off, I
I,
will say.
I do I do agree about title job. That was really cool. Like to know that like he had a nickname. He would be called Dr. Stone. Like just seeing that, hearing that was really beautiful. But like the way when I saw the review, I do agree with you that it felt very nothing obvious, but it felt like it fitted like an alien type of life form. My theory, I believe we spoke about it as well right before the review, like a couple weeks prior. I said like the most logical choice is an alien, but like what type of alien, what is it? It will be interesting because they have never kind of foreshadowed like what it was. So for it to actually be a alien type of sentiment that actually just was the actual item this whole time,
Mm.
but it just goes above gravity, does whatever the fuck it wants. It just was interesting. That's the type of direction it went because I saw the timeline, Nate, and saying that like, oh, they thought it was gonna be like a human, but they just have lived long for so long. I'm like, bro, it's been 3,700 years. For this type of person to literally be the bad guy, they must have literally got themselves in stone every other year, or probably woken up every 10 years or some shit, and just stay alive for like 5 days and then went back to stone or some shit. Like, you can't really have a human as a bad guy in the story to be alive for 3,700 years within that timeline. Like an alien makes sense. Was it this specific alien that made sense? It threw me off as well. But then when you think about like logically a smart, intelligent type of sentiment, then you know what? Okay, I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
Throws me off a bit, but I'm okay with it.
and I feel like that is always a thing that gets like obviously aliens has always been a big like discussion, but even like into like I feel like in the probably like in the science world, the community, whatever you want to say, like just in a general sense, but also like in that like discussing the possibility of that and just like all the maybe like conditions and like I know people think of an alien like the green looking, but like an alien could just be another person that looks like me and you out there like somewhere on the in a different planet or a different galaxy or something, right? Like that would be like considered an alien. Um,
Yeah,
so like it is like something that like I said, yeah, it makes sense, but I just I don't know. I feel like I was expecting it to hit or have more of an impact with how it's been built
I
up
agree.
and yeah, so like I wouldn't even say it was like a mixed kind of feeling on the end because I feel like I did like it more than I disliked it. It was just that one specific thing with like Y Man and stuff. So
I agree.
so yeah, that was definitely one I wanted to mention. Another
Wait,
or what's up
what was your score? What would you give your rating
for
overall, top of your head for?
For the whole
like
series?
overall the series.
I'd probably say like
Yeah,
an 8 out of
you got
10.
one?
I'd say an 8 out of 10. I just feel like it's been I feel like it's been consistently like it's the definition of consistent in my opinion. Like there's maybe like
I
one
agree.
season where I just didn't like maybe it was a little bit lower, but I feel like pretty much every season has been just very good, solid. I think maybe the season I didn't. I think it was maybe season 2. I wasn't. I think that was the one that focused around Tsukasa and stuff, and it had like more action in it. Because I was like so used to season 1, if I remember correctly, and how
Yeah,
season 1 was handled and introducing the characters and just you know, I feel like season 2 went a more like I remember there being a lot more action than like because there was really like none of that in season 1 with the whole Tsukasa thing. So, but besides that, yeah, the series was very consistent. So yeah, I'd say like an 8 out of 10. That's also what I gave
I'm good with that.
that's also what I gave the final season, the last core to. So
Okay.
yeah. Some other ones that I wanted to talk about, I would say is definitely Akane Banashi, which I was raving about like the whole season. But I feel like the way it left off, with Akane, pretty much chapter closing in her life with like the high school graduation and stuff like that, and then like beginning a new chapter, and the scene between the I think it was the moment between her and Shiguma that I really really enjoyed with the whole like the name and stuff like that, and how Akane was like really worried about that, but like really Shiguma was like he already knew kind of what she was like what she wanted, and that's what you want. That's why we love Shiguma, but that's like kind of what you want in your master. Like they know you the best, and they've obviously Shiguma in comparison to a lot of his other students, he spent a lot of time with Akane. Goes back even to her childhood too. So I did really like the way Akane Banashi season 1 left off because yeah, we do got that season 2 announcement. So that's definitely something I wanted to give a shout to. No surprise that I really enjoyed that one because I was very high on it. I mean, even the manga, but also the anime as we talked about it. Ace of Diamond, I did like. You know, really just the way they handled the match. I know we were kind of rough on it at the beginning, and I feel like it was kind of our criticisms were Act 2, Season 2, of course. But like towards the beginning, we were kind of worried and kind of voiced our complaints, and I feel like those were like valid. But I feel like it did bounce back with the match with Ichidai and Sato, and obviously what we're gonna have in the next core is, which yeah, that did get announced as well. We're gonna have Sato and Mei Naramiya and all them. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that, and also the fact that they're bringing back Glay and OXT for the theme songs because that was something we were missing in this core. I don't know why they didn't bring them back because that's like a staple. I feel like for Ace of Diamond. So the fact they're bringing them back for to end it is fitting. So uh so yeah, and Ace of Diamond. What are some other ones? Nippon Sengoku, man. The only thing I want to mention with Nippon Sengoku is this man Denki, bro. Like just when you thought things were kind of
Just when you thought he
yeah,
was down and out,
yeah,
bro.
bro,
Dude,
bro
I was
flipped,
so mad y'all weren't
bro
caught up, bro.
flipped, bro flipped everything kind of on its head, and it's like now our characters just feel like they're in like the worst situation possible, and it's like how the hell did we get here so quickly? So that is
He said,
something,
he said, good job. He said, good job. You beat me that time. I will never allow you to beat me again.
yeah. So
I am
that
king.
was quite
I
the
am king.
way, quite the
Like,
way to leave off because like the last like couple episodes, I feel like it was like very satisfying, but then like you're left off on with a sour taste in your mouth, for the next part of the story, and it's just like, damn, like so. But yeah, Nippon was great. Um, Ramparts of Ice, I did. I think we were finally seeing some strides with Koyuki and Minato. I don't know. I still feel like to me now maybe this is going to be more so season 2. But like I just feel like their relationship feels like a bit forced to me. I don't know if I really talked about this much towards the end because I feel like I was always probably behind in comparison to everyone else. But I feel like to me, parts of their relationship or them getting together just feels kind of forced to me. I know they're not really together yet, but obviously you can tell how they feel about each other. It's pretty much been solidified at this point, which I like to see. but also I don't know. I've voiced that for sure, that I just feel like their chemistry, and maybe that the tide is kind of turning on that as it went along towards the end. But like for majority of the series, I just feel like their chemistry was just not really there. And even now, I'm not like fully on board with it, but like I do like there were some cute moments towards the end with them, and yeah, like I said, there were like some strides made in to see that they actually are, like, you can tell how they feel about each other. I still feel like some of the best moments in that series are between Koyuki and Yota, even in that, I think it was the final episode, where they were like, Yota was kind of helping her with like kind of the feelings that she was, because Yota obviously knew, um, just kind of helping her with those feelings. And scenes like that, like when they were in like they kind of went away from everyone. I think they were in like the little storage room or the locker room or whatever. Just like a scene like that is like, and there were so many of those between the two of them throughout the series. So those two by far were like my favorite thing about the first season. I'm still like I said, not entirely sold on Minato, and yeah, the Miki Yota thing, that's gonna take a freaking while, I feel like. And who even knows?
burn.
With Minato and Koyuki, especially with the one girl now throwing kind of like a wrench into things. Like, I feel like, yeah, things may look like they're on the up right now, especially between Minato and Koyuki. But I feel like with this one girl being the wrench, and then I see the season 2 visual and everybody looks depressed and sad, I'm just like, oh, we're probably gonna take like 2 steps back. I would not be surprised about that. But we'll see. That's typically how a lot of these go. You take a step or 2 forward, you take just as many back. So, but we'll see. I did enjoy season 1 overall, though, quite a bit, especially the way like they handled the characters. But like I said, Koyuki and Yota stood out the most to me for sure. And it's not even like them as like a couple or anything like that. It's just their just general relationship, their bond, and how they go to each other, and can also like tease each other and mess with each other too. Yeah, they just like click. So yeah, Rampart.
They reminded me. They reminded me. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh yeah,
They reminded me of that one meme where there's the 2 people hanging, and the guy looks over and says, "First time." Like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
that's what they are. That's
Mhm.
what they are, right? It's the
Yeah.
2 of them,
Mhm.
because he's been there, right? He's been there for years, like a couple of years. He's been like crushing hard on Miki, and now he's over there with the smug look, looking at her like, "First time." She's like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
I don't know. I love them, but they're like best friends. Like, it's not like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Which I feel like is still I'm bummed about it, but it is what it is. Wistoria, the ending of Wistoria pissed me off. Excluding the fight between Alfaria and whatever his freaking name was, like, that fight was dope. I enjoyed it.
His name is
The rock,
Zeus?
yeah, the rock paper scissors thing was stupid. The whole
Zeus or
the
something.
whole fact that they're gonna be separated again, and just like, what else does Will have to do? It's just like every
No. I'm okay they got separated, Nate, because
how
even
many
guy that
how
looks
many
like
more
Glenn.
chapters or
No,
episodes are you
no,
gonna stretch
no,
this
no,
out where he has to keep
no, because
Elfie,
no, it's
when am I
because
gonna be with
no.
you?
Look,
Stupid, bro.
girl,
Stupid, man.
girl can wear her toto in bed anytime. What I'm talking about is because Flynn literally gave a blunt answer. How would he grow the best? Go with his girl or grow with Zeus?
Just keep coming up with
Thorson,
excuses
him?
for it to, yeah.
Look, I'm okay.
I just feel like it's been
Will is about to show some
obstacle
fight.
after obstacle after, like, what else does the dude, what else do they have to show? What else does he have to do? It's just annoying at this point. Like, I don't give a fuck if
I mean,
they
this
get.
isn't an op. This isn't an op.
I don't get the. I don't give a
What do you
fuck
mean?
if
He's
they're.
there.
I don't give
He's
a
there,
fuck if
though.
they end up
Yeah, he
together or
made it.
not. I don't.
No, I get that.
No, they
I'm
are
just saying he
together.
made it. There is no obstacle anymore.
No, I'm
Now
saying, like, to be by
train him.
Elfie's side, what else does he have to, like, what else has to happen, or what else does he have to do? It feels like the show just keeps coming up with excuses or like
I don't
things that
think the point of the story is for them to be like at each other's side like that. That's what I'm saying.
it's the wand and the sword. What the fuck do you
Yeah,
mean,
the
bro?
wand and the sword, they're gonna make
That's
differences.
the
but they
title of
don't
the
have to be
series.
together. They
That's
don't need to
literally
be next
established at the
all
beginning
the
that this
time,
is
bro.
their goal, to stand side by side by
They
each
got
other,
bro, they
and
got
that they're
separate
worthy
all
of one another.
people, bro.
Bro,
bro.
no, man. The ending pissed me off, dude. Besides that fight,
I agree.
the whole
Hey,
fact that
honestly, I agree.
yeah,
I don't
it's
really
like
fuck with this story.
honestly
After
at
this
this
part,
point,
bro.
after you do
Yeah.
this so much, where it's like, okay, you see a goal is established, and you right, like, because that's been one of the goals, right, is for him to stand side by Elfie, and it's like you thought he was gonna get there, and it's like nope, and then you just like okay, and surely now he's able to join her, right? Nope. It's just I don't care at this point if he does or not. I honestly don't give one shit anymore. So. Yeah, the ending pissed me off. Which that's the thing with Storia. The characters are
I could
not.
tell you're
Yeah,
very annoyed about
yeah.
it.
The characters in the story are just whatever to me. Like I enjoy the action. I enjoy some of the other things like in the background and stuff. But like I honestly
So
like.
what sounds like you prefer Danmachi over
Oh
Wistoria?
yeah, 100%. It's not even fucking close.
Bro, I think
Damachi.
everyone prefers Don Machi over Wistoria,
Yeah,
bro.
Damachi is way better.
True, true.
But yeah, Wistoria pissed me off. I think I don't even remember what I gave. I might have
I
gave it
thought it was like a 7
I
out
might
of 10.
I might have gave it a 6 or a 7, bro.
Oh, all
Honestly.
right, 6, damn.
I don't want to go on too much more. I don't want to go off on like a complete, but Botan Kamina, they were worrying. Like I loved the ending, by the way, but they were like worrying me a bit at the end because I was like, are we gonna take a step back here? But like, no, that shit kind of got shut down, and they locked in at the end, which I was like very happy about. So I think Gremlin was the one saying like, oh, he was worried or stuff like that, and I get why, because I was watching like that final episode and I was like, don't tell me, bro. I was like, don't tell me they're gonna like pull some bullshit here, like they're gonna have be on the outs towards the end, but that kind of got shut down. Like my worries got shut down pretty quick at the end there. So yeah, Botan ended tremendously. That was one of my favorites from the spring. Definitely one of the biggest surprises as well. Yeah, that's a couple I'll mention. There probably is a lot more. Maybe I could throw in more next week or something like that if we don't have a bit, if and nobody else has a binge chilling. But
That's what I'm gonna do next week because
yeah,
I don't got shit for bench chilling since guys like I said earlier move,
mhm.
so I don't got shit on my
Yeah,
end.
Angel Next Door, I will say, was ass. Angel Next Door supposed to be rotten season 2. Yeah, I think
Gonna slide that in.
I gave that like a 5 out of 10, bro. Like it was so bad, man.
Ooh.
It was just the same thing like every episode, even like the last episode or two. It was just I don't know, they're in that room, there's some cringe lines, they just like hug or kiss, and then girl gets too flustered that like, oh, he's trying to make his move, and it's just like yeah, man. It was just it was so repetitive and just so irritating to me. It just felt like a copy and paste, honestly, every episode. So yeah. Oh, the sweetness can only get you so far. So yeah, season 2, disappointing. Yeah, that's the last thing I'll add. Sorry to leave off on a sour note, but I just saw that and I was like, man, I
Hey,
gotta mention that. But yeah, anybody else got any binge chilling, or are we good to move on to the spotlight?
like I mentioned, I don't got shit. Graham, have you watched anything other than Power with Pokemon?
No, I've been watching The Rookie actually. It's a really good anime.
So
Yes,
not an
I remember
anime.
you telling
Let's
me about
move
that.
on.
I mean, he asked. He asked, to be fair. Like, come
It is. It is.
Anime
We're talking
podcast,
about
by the way,
asking,
guys.
chat. Let's get
anime
into our
podcast.
seasonal spotlight. This is where we talk about mini reviews, honorable mention, or we get into our deep dives. So we do have a few honorable mentions. We have a few actual deep dives. It's not like how big it was last week. But let's get into our shonen. That's our first one we're talking about as always. And we have one honorable mention. Seems like a document. We have Tomb Raider King, episode 2, and I believe that's only me and
That's all
Nate. Is
you.
that
That's
correct?
all you, because I actually didn't watch the newest
Oh,
episode.
oh,
Yeah,
oh, that's
that's why I put
only
it.
me.
Yeah, that's why I put it in
All right,
honorable.
cool. So, Chad, guess what? This is gonna be a quick ass honorable mention because episode 2 was solid. Uh, this is definitely not Sung Jin Woo. This is more of a dick Sung Jin Woo from the beginning. He has a very he has an aggressive attitude, and he already like for example, imagine Sung Jin Woo where we see him at the end of season 2 already kind of hating the monarchs or like questioning about them or knowing like what's going on with this, like hey, what happened at the end island arc thing. So imagine him going back like 2 years or like 5 years before in the start of it, and still having that attitude, having all that power. So that's how Tomb Raider King is. Where this guy's just aggressive. He hates the fucking gods, the relics. He treats them like shit because he has trust issues. And animation's cool. Not really like perfect, like or solid as Solo Leveling or any other type of webtoon. Like it's not even as good as got a high school animation. And that shit was pure fucking choreography, like fucking amazing, like fight, like great ass martial arts and all different styles. With Tomb Raider King, is just more of attitude, more personality, and more of world building. Like fighting is just happening maybe 3 minutes at tops. Um, and episode three, we're about to see another fight and another god and maybe getting killed. That's
Hmm.
about it. So has potential, but I'm not fully invested. I'm more curious at the moment. So let's see how the next episode three will go.
Yeah, that the only thing I will say on this on the Tomb Raider King is that people were like saying that they think they're using AI or something to like animate a lot of the like or certain scenes and stuff. And the one
I
clip
could see it.
the one clip I saw, I think they were it looked like CGI or whatever. Like I forget what it even was, but it was like some kind of monster.
The snake, the
Yeah,
snake
people
or
were
the
like, "This
serpent.
literally looks like something made in like Sora AI or something." I was like, honestly, watching the clip, I was like, "Yeah, I could kind of see where they're coming from," but
Good. I could see it. Like I'm not gonna like yes 100%, but I could see it if it was. Like I
mhm,
would not be shocked. I
yeah,
believe even I believe even you sent a tweet in the group chat saying that one of the mangakas even said
oh
that they
yeah,
hope AI could be used in manga because they will come back to join. I'm
yeah.
like, what? I'm like,
It's kind of scary,
it's
man,
so
because
questionable.
you got some really notable like authors, like you just mentioned, like Vash was talking about Inio Asano, the creator of like Goodnight Pun
Yeah,
Pun and stuff like that. He's saying that he's like taking a break from his his manga because he can't use AI or something like that, or like
yeah. And I'm
it was
like,
something
what?
along those lines. Don't take that for 100%, but it was something along those lines about like how AI is kind of treated in the industry, or like how he can't use it or certain people can't use it or whatever, and that's why he's taking a break. I was like, what? But even like Horikoshi's been talking about AI and some of his author comments and stuff like that. So it's just like,
Yeah, I
yeah.
believe he has said that he does use AI when it comes to do some background in his manga at the end of My Hero. I believe he mentions something like that, like using a bit of background
Wait, did
art
I say
or
Horikoshi?
any. That's why I believe.
Oh no,
Is it My
I
Hero?
meant Togashi. I meant Togashi. My bad.
Togashi,
Yeah. Yeah,
Togashi.
duh.
Ah,
Horikoshi's not even in the freaking magazine right now. But yeah, I was talking about Togashi
yeah,
because
sorry.
Togashi came back and one
Ah,
of his first like author comments was about like, oh, AI. He mentioned AI. So
I didn't read
that's
that.
yeah.
I missed that. I haven't read that. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know about Togashi, but yeah. I would, if possibly, if Tomb Raider King did use AI, I wouldn't be shocked because I could see some of the shots that did question. I did pause. I did like press a quick 10 seconds just to see it again happen. It could be possible. That's all I could say.
Hmm. All right.
But
I don't think we have any
that's all we
more.
got.
Yeah, I don't think we have any more honorable mentions. At least I don't have
So
any.
let's go
But
for Daemons of the Shadow Realm episode
All right.
13,
Are
15.
you? Have
it's
you seen that? Have you seen this one yet?
yeah.
Sadly no.
You did
Oh,
not.
so good.
You did not.
Yeah, he said he didn't.
That. Have you seen this?
Me no. Nate, have you?
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay, so two of you did great.
All right, Vash. I want you to take your headset out for a minute. We'll Nate will let you know when you can come back.
Okay, I'm gonna go deaf in that because I can't really take off my
I don't
headset.
even really think he's gonna care, bro.
No, I will care though because I want to make sure he sees it or not.
Oh, well, copy.
Bro, nah, dude, the full monogamous shit had me dying, bro.
Yeah.
That was the best shit ever, bro. Oh my god, you do not understand. I was watching this, so me and Nate were doing our little catch up yesterday, last night, um, and he was watching something. And I was like, bro, I'm about to watch Daemons. And he's like, all right, good luck. Like, go ahead, bro. I'm gonna watch that tomorrow, probably, right? I ended up watching it, and he can attest to this. I paused at a certain fucking scene, sat up and fucking in my mic was like,
Yo,
no,
yeah, you were like,
they did not just
and I
do
knew,
that.
what he like. Unfortunately, I got spoiled, so I already knew what he was talking about because I did see what Greb's talking about. I did see it. Yeah,
Bro, Nina and Alexander on the TV is diabolical
crazy,
with the bro. And
crazy
then
man.
the scene right
With
after
Tucker,
where
yeah,
where fucking where Yoru calls out, so who do they have hostage or whatever?
yeah,
So they're calling me out. So this is a trap, right? So what's our plan? And the show Tucker scene with the I hate brats who are so like freaking
perceptive, yeah,
perceptive. It's like, nah, you did not just do that twice in a row,
yeah.
bro.
So I saw the
Twice.
Nina bit and like the Tucker bit, but I
Yeah,
didn't see because like when I was watching the episode, like the first thing you saw was
yeah,
Alphonse. You saw Alphonse on the TV before like they showed any of that because they were all just kind of chilling in the living room like some One Punch Man style, like everybody in the same like in Saitama's apartment type shit, and they're like all watching like Full Metal, right? But at first they showed Alphonse. I was like, okay, I never saw like because people were tweeting about the Tucker bit and it makes sense and Nina, but I didn't. You know, they had Alphonse on there. What I got a kick out of, aside from obviously just the fact that they even included this, which yeah, it is in the manga apparently. The freaking the one girl was dying like laughing while watching the freaking the Oshira Oshira Sama, I think her name is, the one who rides on like the freaking majestic horse or whatever.
yeah.
She's sitting there like laughing, like dying while freaking Tucker's like saying that line, like I hate perceptive brats, blah blah blah. It's just like
That's
yeah,
crazy
I
work.
just like saw her expression. I'm just like, man, she don't know or something, or she's just sick in the head. But like, uh, yeah, I got a kick out of that bit for real. But also it's like, man, why? Like you had to do this. So that
It
was a
was fun,
fun.
dude. It was so good.
Yeah, that was a
It
fun
made
bit.
me so happy.
Yeah,
Um,
this was actually one of like in terms of like recent speaking.
yeah,
This is probably one of my favorite like episodes, like standout episodes of Daemons of the Shadow Realm. I mean that is a big part of it, like what they did, what we were just talking about. But also I feel like content wise, I feel like what it's setting up, seeing Asuma's, Daemons and stuff like that, and the kind of like the bits with Yuru even, and the big reveal we had in episode 14, and just seeing how he treated him. He didn't know Donji was a Daemon at that time, but also like seeing still how he kind of treated him and didn't like shun him, I guess maybe you'd want to say, because even like left and right were
yeah,
saying like, oh, or I think it was left actually that was like, okay, I could see why you like Yuru a lot, because Donji was still like trying to support him and help him and stuff like that, and in even though Yuru didn't know, he still was like staying by Donji and wasn't like scared of him or anything like that. So that was a scene I really liked. But seeing Asuma's one of his daemons, which is just as freakish and creepy as he is, fitting, right? So to see that, what they're setting up, obviously with the dual wielder as well, fighting left and right, and Dara's there. I feel like
bro,
where we're
calling
at right
out.
now is
Yeah,
pretty, like, I'm really liking where we're at right now. Obviously, Yuru got
called
captured.
outright. Dude.
Yeah.
Said it straight up said, "Nah, I don't want you to be alive because if you're here, it may cause issues with Seal making the contract." Which is like, ooh, damn! Wait, you're trying to take out one of the Daemons? Like, aren't these like the checks of power? Like, you're trying to take out one of the checks of power right now?
Mhm.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of crazy. And dude, it did the whole JoJo's thing with the step forward and everything. Like,
Yeah.
did you
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. When she said, "All right,
Mhm.
I got this." I was like, "Okay,
Yep.
shit, handle your shit, okay."
Yeah.
It's such a good episode, man.
And just like Asuma, some of like his lines about like just because obviously we know the conditions behind seal and break and like how one has to
Yeah.
die. So with a whole like line where he's like, "Do you want to die?" Right?
You
That was
wanna
just like that
die?
was a
It was like,
creepy little
"Nah."
bit. Yeah.
Oh,
But
dude.
I love the one dude's. I think it's like forget what his name is. Is it the uncle? I don't even remember. But the dude who was he was like kind of like taken aback a little bit by how Yuru was like acting. Like, given his
Yeah,
situation,
the dude
Yuru's like
who's
looking
there.
around, analyzing. Like, he's not even really like phased, you know?
Yeah, he's not. He's sitting there, bro. He's sitting there calm as a fucking cucumber while taking precautions, looking around. He's never really showing an opening. And they're like, damn, wait a second, this guy's actually scary. Like this guy's actually a thing.
Mhm.
Which is like, yeah, that's kind of Yoru's whole thing.
Yeah.
Even the plan to like ambush this guy was so good. Of Yoru going like, just get me close enough so I can snipe.
Yeah.
Like y'all can be there, y'all can go do the me. I'll be close enough so I can snipe. And the way this Damon like got to
The
him,
claw on his head,
the
bro. That was
claw
like,
on his head, completely enveloping him, and he's like, and the way he like thought about it, he said left and right can't get back quick enough. And he goes, well, Dara said to trust him, so I'm gonna trust Dara. Dara turns aside. Oh fuck, bro, dude, you play a lot of COD. You play a
oh
lot of
yeah,
Halo,
yeah. That was
bro. He set up that sniper rifle shot so damn quick,
yeah.
bro. Like that's
Like if this wasn't the kind
absurd.
of Damon, or you know that it was, or even maybe if it just wasn't a Damon in general, like that would have been.
You can tell him he can listen again. We got past the part I want to keep secret, but yeah, man, like just the whole situation was so cool. I loved that whole thing. Just the helplessness of that situation was awesome. Cause yeah, they couldn't do anything. They couldn't stop that. Like they tried.
Mhm.
And then of course the ending with the line that you stated, right?
Yeah,
The do you want to die? And then the line at the very end with Wright walking forward saying fuck it, fuck it, we ball.
yeah.
And I love Left just sitting there going, go ahead, Queen, I'll watch.
Yeah, I
I'll
love,
watch.
I really love what they're setting up here for sure.
Yeah.
Like that, like in recent speaking, episode 15, all around for what we first talked about, but then a lot of just what we went into. Like this is one of like in I don't even know how long it's been since like the last time I enjoyed an episode of Daemons like this much. Like I can't really pinpoint. So like yeah, this is a standout episode for me. Just in the series, but also like this week.
Oh
So
wow!
yeah, it was really
Yeah,
I
good.
can't wait
It
to
was really
yeah.
good for
not
many
even mentioning
many different reasons, and
for sure.
you'll see what we mean when you
Oh
Not
yeah,
even mentioning
oh
the
yeah,
stuff with
like
the other bro. Like the other bro stuff was also really cool. Cause like I kinda like dude, yeah, they were friends, but also he did get fucking lied to his whole life by this guy.
yeah,
So
oh,
like
are you
there
talking
you
about what
know.
happened
the reveal
at the end of
last,
episode
yeah,
14? Yeah,
Yeah.
uh, yeah, because I did see as well. I was supposed to be 15. I have it down on my tablet chat. I just couldn't get to it. But I do agree. Like that reveal hurt. Like yo, chat. The most funniest shit. I was watching it, laying in bed, and I was watching on my tablet, and then while they said you have no shadow, in my head it triggered a memory of what Grandma said during the podcast last week. Like, hey, when you guys watch it, you will see. Just keep attention about the shadow, and then I'll pause it. Then I look at left, right, and the other people that have shadow, and then I'm like, oh shit, I never peeped that. So the just seeing how the rest reveal happened, and just seeing our boy Euro, how mad he is like people need to understand like lying is like a break of trust. And for you to find out like you just haven't been lying to me for a few months. You've been lying to me for my rest of my fucking life. I don't even know what you could say right now is true or not. And no matter what you tell me, it's the honest truth. I cannot believe you. It's tough. And I
mhm.
love how left right was like, we thought you knew this whole time. I
Yeah,
love it
I
how they're
I
like,
will
we thought
say,
you knew.
in retrospect, I feel so dumb. Cause like, okay, so that episode starts with him coming down the mountain, right? And meeting up with Oyutsuki, whatever the heck the two are called, right? And riding the horse on the freeway. And the whole time I was thinking to myself, like, wouldn't it look really weird? Like, because most people can't see Daemons. So wouldn't it look really weird with just one dude floating, going super fast on the freeway?
You're
Like, that's what
right.
my brain was thinking, bro. and I like by the end of the
I
episode, it's like,
thought
it's 'cause
about
he's
it.
a fucking Damon, bro. It's because he's a
I
Guys
thought
are
Damon.
about
sitting
it
there floating in
too.
the fucking road.
You
I
feel
thought
me,
about
bro?
it
It's like
too, but
Invisible Woman, bro.
And he's just
Like,
moving. Like,
I thought about it too. I just didn't put two and two together. I'm
I
like,
never
how is he
that
just
that that
floating?
that
Invisible
never
Because
even
Woman,
crossed
bro.
my mind, honestly. That
oh,
never
It
it
crossed.
did.
did.
It
Yeah.
crossed to
It did
my
for
mind,
me.
and I was like, "Isn't this just the weirdest fucking thing to be seeing?" And then at the end, it was like, "Oh, it's because he's a Damon." I should have clocked it right there. I should have clocked it, and I didn't, bro.
Mm.
My brain didn't put the connection together until the very end when he fucking said it. I was like,
Yep.
cause I remember thinking, watching that episode, like, wouldn't that look weird as shit? Like, he's going so fast and he's sitting down. Like, is no one paying attention to this kid?
What's
Like,
funny,
bro.
that was happening I think 8, 9 in the morning. So imagine going to work and just seeing that on the highway and then just walking to work like, yeah, guys, I just saw a floating man just on
Bro,
the highway, just in speed.
am I up? Like, what the am I dreaming? Like, am
Like,
I even
I think I'm
the
gonna be
fuck?
late to work, bro. I think I gotta go to the hospital, bro.
But hey, I can't wait to watch episode 15.
Yeah, I think you'll
Chat,
like
I'll be ready
15.
for next week, episode 15 and 16. So I'm here for it.
I didn't want you to hear one
I
specific
appreciate it.
conversation. Nate
I
knows
appreciate it. Thank
I
you.
didn't want you to hear, because I want your honest, real reaction to,
I got you.
because my honest, real reaction, bro. I was watching it with Nate, and all I said was, "Nah, they did not." And Nate you heard him cheesing on the other side. I didn't need to see his face. You heard the smile. He's like, "You got to that part, didn't you?" I was like, "I did."
Copy. Can't wait. I'll let you know in the thread. I got you.
So yeah, it was so good. But
All
yeah,
right.
Damon's your banger episode. I mean,
Yeah,
what more can we?
very good. Next
But let's
up,
talk about
Black
some
Torch.
let's talk about some banger shots, right, Nate? Because this episode, you know what? A big shout out to our good friend Travis because he was. We watched a few episodes with him, and this was fun to watch because I love how for episode 1 and 2 and 3, he keeps saying each one. He say, "I really don't understand why this manga got act. So far, it's been good." And I'm just waiting to find out like how is this gonna end? Are we gonna get an anime original? Are we gonna actually get like a second core? And are we gonna actually, get told more? Is it gonna be like, hey, if it actually has success, maybe this will actually have a ripple effect for other series that maybe Hardboiled Cop and Dolphin just saying chat. That's one of my votes if it gets adapted. But Black Torch is literally butt cheeks angles.
So many
Literally a
crazy
fight.
angles in this
A
episode.
fight that was one shot punch on a demon or on a Momosuke, and then literally the anime said the title card. That's all.
Yep.
Oh, and
Which
there's a fight that's gonna happen next episode. There's a guy that, of course, acts very flamboyant,
is like a
charming,
dick measuring
flirtatious.
contest about to happen.
Yep, yep, big dick measuring contest. He said, "Hey, maybe just say what's on your chest. It seems like you got something to say to me. Yeah, I do got something to you. You should go home and die and be at the hospital." I'm like, "Wait, what, bitch? What?" And they say, "Yeah, let's go outside fight." And yo, I didn't clock it in the first 2 episodes, but when they said, "Oh, the teacher is Eraserhead," and I'm like, "Wait, what?"
Oh
And
yeah,
then
the
I
VA.
heard
Yeah,
like I locked in the voice actor. I'm like, "Wait, that is Eraserhead.
yeah.
That is Eraserhead." And bro was talking to 5 floating heads, telling him like, "Yeah, I'm gonna make a new squad. It's called Team 7, and it's gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4 characters, and one is the MC. The girl's gonna probably be the girlfriend at the end, and then a Sasuke, and then we're gonna have my assistant. That is gonna be the core squad.
Yeah,
It's
that
like
was
it always happens. The trio.
yeah, that's like the big thing with this episode is like, well, obviously you got some scenes with Ichika and Jiro, and obviously Ichika kind of has like that whole tsundere thing going on, of course, and crazy angles with her in the episode, like Vash mentioned. But yeah, the biggest things in this episode definitely was like the formation, obviously of the squad, and we were kind of joking like, oh, with how many chapters this has, like it's like, oh, the squad got formed and then it was just like over, right? Like that didn't last long. But yeah, like you mentioned, it is going to be interesting to see what they do with this. Like, are they going to go an anime original route? Like, you know, who knows? Are like, yeah, I haven't even looked at the manga or anything like that to compare. So
Same.
yeah, but yeah, Ichika,
No lie,
they also
no
had.
lie, mate.
Oh, good.
You mentioned a good point. I actually might want to look into the manga since 26 chapters. Maybe by the time the season ends, I want to read the manga since it's probably like a good hour read or less.
Hmm.
I want to actually compare the difference of how the anime succeeded into improving the adaptation, or if it actually was just almost the same in like a 1-to-1 ratio.
Yeah, I feel like the Ichika girl, like you can kind of see in some bits, like she's maybe starting to warm up to Jiro a little bit. Like I said, she has like the kind of classic tsundere thing going on. I feel like a lot of people may be annoyed by her. We did get some backstory with her too, which I mean, it does add to her character, but I wasn't like too impressed, honestly, by the backstory. I wasn't like, I guess it just didn't hit all that crazy for me, but I guess it does, I guess, help you understand her more. So that was also something we had in this episode. But yeah, it was fun. I'm not gonna say this is like, you know, like a 10 out of 10 episode by any means, but I did enjoy it. And
Hell no.
yeah, I am curious. Maybe the new dude we met didn't really make the best impression, but I'm curious to
Hell
see
no.
how I'm gonna feel about a lot of these new characters and the squad that we're forming. So yeah, that's all I got about Black Torch.
Same here. So, Vente, let's move on to our drama, thriller, psychological section. We have a few honorable mentions. So, we have The World is Dancing, Episode 1, and Jaadugar, a witch in Mongolia, Episode 4. Hopefully, I pronounced that correct.
Yeah, so I just wanted to quickly mention The World is Dancing, episode 1, because I did finally get to the premiere. This one has like 3 episodes out, so I'm not caught up, but we didn't talk about it last week. This one, very similar. I remember looking at this before the season came out, and I was like, this looks just like Elusive Samurai. And I feel like the setting, like just the whole feel of the vibe of a lot of parts of the series, like kind of reminds me of Elusive Samurai for sure, but the concept is obviously way different in terms of like the focus on dancing and how, you know, dancing can actually like impact the lives of people and stuff like that. Because like the main character in this series for most of their life and childhood doesn't really understand or like get why people love dancing and get behind it and like how it connects to them and hits them on a personal, on a deeper level and stuff like that. But it, you know, there's a beautiful scene in the first episode of like the way it was animated, the way it was drawn. There's like a specific dance scene sequence in this first episode that really stood out. So definitely wanted to shout that out because that looked absolutely fantastic. I'm not entirely sold on the series or anything like that, but I did. I feel like the premiere did have a lot of strong aspects for it. I feel like more so, especially on the production side of things. So yeah, definitely one I wanted to shout out, and the OP is freaking really good as well. So, uh, yeah, quick shout out, World is Dancing. I feel like if you did enjoy something like the Elusive Samurai, or maybe even like the, what was it called, the Heiki story, I believe is the one from Science Saru. I actually like that series quite a bit. If you like that, it's a more niche series, but if you did enjoy that, maybe this would be something up your alley. So but yeah, the closest thing, I feel like a lot of people have said the same thing. Like they see this on the surface and it's like, oh, Elusive Samurai. So, but yeah, I am curious.
Understood.
Yeah, I am curious how much impact really this could have or is going to have with the focus being on like dancing primarily. It seems like so, especially like in this time period because it's set like way into the past. I don't remember what 14th century Japan it says. So
Oh,
yeah, but there were some beautiful moments, especially with the dancing in the first episode. So I love how they showcase that. But yeah, I think Witch of Mongolia is all Gremlin, the newest episode, episode 4. I'm not caught up. It's one I will be 100% caught up on next week because I freaking loved the premiere. I just I was so behind that I just
Dude, there's so many
yeah.
episodes that dropped week 1, bro. We
Yeah.
can't get mad at us, bro. That shit was
Yo, there's so many. I agree, Graham. But
That's
talk
become a
to us.
lot more
How is it
common,
so
the
far?
whole, like, let's
it,
drop 2 or
you know,
3 at the first week.
the only one I
Please
condone it for is Mushoku. Anyway, nah, dude. Freaking Genghis Khan died, bro.
He
Dude,
dies?
Genghis Khan is dead, bro.
I thought he was
That shit
immortal.
crazy. I thought he was immortal too,
He
bro.
does
Nah,
still live on through,
he does.
a
He
lot of
does
us,
live on through
probably.
his a lot of his children, his
Yeah, a
hundreds.
lot of us.
No, I mean,
The
like
immortal seed.
the immortal seed, literally. I mean, bro, we probably all chase our history back to fucking Genghis
Yeah,
Khan, bro. He be he be planting his seed everywhere.
Yeah.
W that guy,
yeah.
honestly. But no, this episode was so good. We get to see like um a lot of years pass and Satara, just that rage boiling inside of her, and just the contempt and hatred inside of her just going in it, and her nurturing it because she doesn't want to lose it, and kind of like hating herself a little bit because even though she has this rage, it's an impotent rage because she can't do anything because she's so powerless. And so some time passes, and the end of the episode really like she was like really down in the dumps on herself, and then she gets just like she gets approached with this proposal, and it's like, oh yo, wait a second, like, wait, is she about to use her rage constructively now? And like, is this a good thing, or is she gonna try to sabotage? Because there's so many things going on, and there's such a political situation going on here, and like
So it sounds like
clearly this girl wants to be the empress, and like she's a little bit not happy with how shit went down, and but the brother is too stupid and like doesn't get that they were preparing, and like so there's all sorts of shit going on. It's so interesting. This is like probably like my political shit for the season right now. It's so good. I can't wait till you guys are caught up,
it does
man.
sound like a
It's-
yeah, I will definitely be caught up. It does sound like an interesting because when you have someone like that fall and what that kind of opens up potentially for
yeah,
good or for bad, uh, yeah, I feel like you have someone like Genghis Khan die in the story, and it's like, yeah, I can see why that would be very interesting to,
for sure.
yeah, like an interesting
Especially because
situation.
all the children, like all of them, like they're all heirs, right?
Yeah.
Whether or not they're gonna lead the great army or not, whether or not they're gonna take over the government or not, they are all in line, you know? And there could be a whole bunch of political machinations going on, like backstabbing and killing and all sorts of things that can happen.
Mm.
As of right now, I mean, at least the one royal where we know is content with the situation, but his wife isn't.
Mhm.
And so that's interesting, and Sitara's being kind of thrown into the middle of that that unhappiness,
Mhm.
which Sitara trying to nurture her own rage and anger and hatred, it kind of works. So I'm really excited to see what's going to happen from here, because the new person taking over seems to be a lot more like Muhammad
Mm.
than like a Mongol,
Yeah.
and Genghis Khan seems to have made the like correct decision, which is interesting. So
Mm.
I'm really enjoying this. I don't want to talk too much about it because I want y'all to catch up, and I don't
Appreciate
want
that,
to
man. Appreciate it.
color like what y'all see or hear or anything. So I'm excited for it. I I cannot gas this up enough. This is for me, like, we've been talking, me and Nate specifically, about one certain anime for a little bit. And this is my political drama of the season, not the other one. So
This is
that's
like your
another thing, right?
this is like your Nippon of the season.
Yeah. So now, but let's move on to fucking see. We had Yuri. We have Yuri bait all over the place, and this one isn't bait. This is just Yuri because holy shit, they got gay as fuck this episode.
Which was great,
Oh,
man. That scene
this is
was
great, bro.
yeah.
She's just, dude. She's got girl on her right, girl on her left. There, just another girl spawns in, bro. They rubbing baby oil on each other, bro. They're
She got him like
dude,
that,
it's
bro.
crazy.
Yeah.
She got him like that, and they're disappointed that she has to go to work.
Yeah.
They're like, but you promised you would give us your whole vacation. She's like, vacation's over, babe. I'm sorry. It's like, damn, girl. Like, shit, she got it like that. Like, damn.
Yeah, that was definitely a scene that like obviously a lot of people are gonna mention and which I actually haven't read the manga, so I don't know if they like toned it down or censored it or anything like that. But I mean, still, it was pretty like it was pretty freaky, man. And like I said, I loved it. I don't, but yeah, like that's just the kind of person like even though she may not come across as that kind of person, right, in the original or whatever, like you see her in this and like people are probably like, what the hell is this, the Motoko like I knew? But like, yes, it is. Like this is the original freaking source material, man. So uh yeah, that was also a funny scene, obviously seeing like the reaction of, I think it was Bato, who who kind of had the vision of that.
Yeah,
it-
kind of get like
yeah.
broken. Not like, oh,
Yeah, and
dang,
like the
damn.
scene where her like back was like flipped up and her titties were out, and he's just like his facial expression while she was in the background. I was like, that was great. So yeah, that was definitely one of the scenes of this standout scenes of this episode. But I feel like the biggest thing in this episode is another squad forming. Right? I mean, it's more like official now because like yeah, we did have them in the first episode, but Aramaki. The biggest thing of this episode is Aramaki kind of making the group like independent in a way to where they can operate. Like there's not as
Kind of
many.
just completely finagling
Yeah,
everybody.
like
like fucking with everybody.
right.
Like the Ministry of Defense, like you agree to this, but you don't, but you do, but you
Yeah.
don't. So
It gives them
okay, so
more
now, like,
freedom. Like there's not as many restrictions, right? Or like kind of hoops they have to go through to get like approval for a lot of the, the actions that they take. So although it seemed like after what happened at the end of the previous episode may have like screwed them over, Aramaki was like, nah, this is actually kind of what I wanted, because now I could just make it to where we don't have to go through as many, like I said, hoops or obstacles to get approval for these missions or to carry out these missions and stuff like that. We just have to go straight to one person, right, to get approval for this. So yeah, kind of big brain on Aramaki's side of things. And that was like probably the biggest thing with this episode for sure. Also, a big thing with this episode that they briefly mentioned is the puppet master. And that, because that is one of the big things with Ghost in the Shell. They briefly mentioned it in this episode, like the mastermind hacker, the puppet master. They didn't go really more into it outside of that, but that is a big thing that was brought up in this episode as well. So yeah, especially for the new watchers, I'm curious to see how they're gonna feel about that plot line as the story goes on, because that is like kind of like the central thing. So yeah, those were probably the two biggest things. We had the scene like Grem mentioned, which was I love that scene as well. And also I feel like there was like it is kind of screwed up, right? How they're kind of getting these normal sort of everyday people involved in these and kind of setting
yeah,
them up and having them do their dirty work, right?
sure.
Yeah.
Agree.
I mean, what was that garbage dude doing? He was like hacking his girlfriend's mind to
Yeah.
bro, what?
Yeah.
Like that's insane. That's diabolical. And then he protected the dude that gave him the hacking device too, or tried to. Ended up getting the dude caught,
Yeah.
or at least found, right?
Mhm.
And it's just like, damn. And then like the whole situation with all the trash, it's just this is a bleak, dude. It's gonna be bleak in a couple years, bro. Because this isn't that far in the future, bro.
Mhm.
This is like 10 years in the future. Like it's gonna be kind of shit in 10 years, guys. I don't know.
Yeah. But all around, I feel like this is a good episode. You got more of like the group dynamic. I feel like the scene, even like in the diner and stuff like that. I got a kick out of that as well when they thought they had rigged Aramaki's car and blew it up, and because Motoko was like so happy about kind of like the
Yeah, we got one
yeah
over on that
yeah,
fucker. Like, yeah,
but then he just rolled
and then he comes
freaking
by on a
moped.
fucking moped. He's like, hey, look, you already found a criminal. It was like,
Yeah,
ah,
like good job. You're already getting to work, man. I love to see it. Yeah.
like, nah,
So
man.
Aramaki, yeah, he's great. I hope people are kind of seeing.
But I think Aramaki might be the fucking the puppet master, bro. He might actually be that guy.
No comment. But
That's crazy.
no, he's not. He's not. I'll just shut that shit down right now.
Because the way he reacted, he's like,
No, I'll shut that shit down right now. But yeah, I think they showed because they've shown Bato, they showed Ishikawa, they showed Togusa, which Togusa's situation is kind of like he's like the newbie, right? So they do give him a little bit of shit, and he's kind of like he represents like the everyday kind of like family man kind of aspect, I guess, of the group. So he's definitely someone that like probably a lot of people maybe can relate to. They did show, I think, Borma for the first time in this episode as well, who was working with Ishikawa. That was another. I don't think they showed Borma in the first episode. They may have, but yeah, like getting the group established, like officially, and they're more like independent. They can definitely work a lot more freely than they were able to before. Building more of the dynamic between them. Also introducing, teasing the puppet master. So yeah, this episode had quite a bit. Seeing more of Motoko's personality in this, insert of Ghost in the Shell. A lot of good things about this episode. Once again, maybe not as strong as the premiere, but I still really did enjoy this episode for sure. So yeah. Anything else, or are we good to move on?
nah, this was a good episode. The chase scene was pretty cool. The
Yeah,
way
chase scene was dope.
The mechs remind me a lot of 86.
Mm-hmm.
Like with the way they have the cables and stuff.
I like the way they can like swing, and they're like freaking spiders.
Spider-Man mechs,
yeah,
dude.
yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's dope.
But yeah, this was a fun one, for sure. Probably close to one of the highlights of the week. So,
Oh yeah, yeah. Which might be just a regular thing, honestly, with Ghost in the Shell.
Honestly, bro, it's been kind of peak every episode. So
yeah. But all right, next up we have.
Let's talk about some good one.
Though I am in Inept Villainess episode 2. What did you guys think?
I've not seen episode 2. I've not seen episode 2, but I saw episode 1, so I can at least.
Oh yeah, you hadn't seen it, right? Last week.
Yeah, because remember it came out today, and we were trying to watch it. But
so much stuff.
You went to bed, and I got busy, so like, oh fuck, we just never found the time to do it. But I just want to get my thoughts real quick, saying that episode 1 was much better than expected. Because when Nate told us about it during the show and also off air, he said, "Yo, this is recommended by me. It's like Output Diaries." The author also, he said that the author
vouched for it. Yeah,
they vouched for it as well. So like, that's a lot of high regards. Checking it out, I enjoyed it. Very solid. I'm curious to see the direction will go since they have switched bodies. It kind of reminds me of anybody that's in the movie as a kid, The Parent Trap. Same concept. Now, how can you get out of it? Oh, you never seen The Parent Trap?
No.
From Disney Channel?
The Parent Trap?
Yeah.
Parrot or Parent?
Parent. The Parent Trap.
No. I was a Nickelodeon Cartoon Network kid, bro.
Damn, that's crazy. Okay, copy. So for those that know that reference, is yes, it's like I wonder how they're gonna not they, but I wonder how the villainess will be escaping out of the mind. Is she gonna go back to her own body, or is she gonna make the villainess look like the good person now, and people might figure it out in the future? Who knows? But that's what I got for episode 1 thoughts.
Yeah, it's nice to hear you enjoyed it. I feel like episode 2. I once again really enjoyed it. I mean, not as much as I would say the premiere, but I did I just thought it was it was more so of what we had in episode 1, like how Rayrin in this new body is really like just they did like the Attack on Titan. They did the Eren Yeager freedom thing, right? Like they you know she's like freedom, and it like panned out and it had that like wide shot. But yeah, just like what she's able to do in this body, and just like a situation that most people probably would just like hate, because she's been exiled, right? She's literally sent to the edge of the domain or whatever, right? Like on the freaking border of like the next one, and she's like happy about it, right? That uh granted she's in the body, so that's like the first thing, but also that she has all this land and everything's kind of just for herself, right? And I feel like, yeah, not many people probably would be singing the same tune that she is, for sure. So, but yeah, I did get a kick out of just the whole thing with I think her name was Lily, which um we got a bit of her backstory, which this is Higetsu's supposed to be her like right hand girl, right? But now obviously like the body swap, but the fact that she was like, man, I need food, like we have no food, and it's like uh I'm surprised she didn't go and look, but maybe she didn't have the knowledge, I guess, maybe that Ririn has. Uh, but I don't know. Maybe she didn't look, because yeah, they were able to actually plant crops and have food and stuff like that. Also, it helped that she was able to get help from the guard dude. I forget what his name is, but
I mean, all the guard gave was some
salt.
salt, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, bro, this was one you and I talked about extensively today, actually.
Mhm.
Earlier today, where I like talking with you about these things because it ends up like not like changing my tune, because I still feel similarly, but like now I know why I feel this way, you know?
Mhm.
And it really comes down to like it's really that like I hate these types of things, you know? And like yes, this show is it's like the first two episodes were all right. They were pretty good. And like I don't fault it for the content so much as the premise that really irks me like to my core. It's like, how is nobody noticing that they have swapped? How are these handmaidens that have been by her side her entire life, essentially, how are they believing in this fake ass diary that doesn't exist? Like
Thank
they
you,
know
thank you. That
it
part,
doesn't exist, bro.
that
Like,
part got me mad when I heard about the diary. Like, oh, I made up a lie about that. I'm like, but
but they would
you,
know. They would know, especially when we saw today, right? We saw them come into the room. I mean, in this episode, we saw them come into the room and fucking they're like, "You're really sick?" Then we work. It's like, "Oh shit, okay." Like, and you're expecting me to believe somehow that they would like these people who are so micromanaging, who are always there, who are always around her, are gonna believe this bullshit story about a diary? It
I
just
do agree about
a
that part.
couple of things really irk me. But I am really interested in that girl from the white area. I'm gonna end up fucking calling these the different palaces from Apothecary at some point, you know? Because you
Not
got the
shocking.
red
You
one,
talking
you
about the
got
girl with the mask over her thing, or
the one that was covering her face with
yeah,
the
yeah,
fan the whole time,
yeah.
who came with a really interesting proposal for our little dancer girl, which
She
I
kind of felt
really think
she kind of felt a bit stupid about that though, because
she felt a little
yeah,
bit stupid, didn't she?
because she got back and it's
I
like,
feel like
wait, she got food,
wait, what?
crops planted, and like all this shit, bro.
I feel like this is gonna backfire so hard on her. I feel like she's gonna end
Oh
up being an ally so quick.
yeah, she
Um,
just kind of, it feels like she made a deal with the freaking devil when she
she
probably
did
didn't have to.
made a deal with the devil, like really, really made a deal with the devil, and I don't know. I don't like the scheming shit, bro. I like politics shit. I like the scheming politics shit, but I hate the scheming, disgusting court politics of the fucking Imperial Palace, bro. That shit pisses me
I
off.
mean, she is doing this for political gain though, to get
She
closer
is.
to
She is.
I forget what the name of the coat is, it the, or no, the shoe. to get kind
Yeah.
of more in
Not
line with
to the
them.
SHOUNEN, to the other one.
Yeah. That's another thing. It is a bit of a challenge to get down all the different freaking. That was like the same
Yeah,
thing
you're
with
gonna have to learn
Apothecary. Like
all
where all
the
the
freaking
characters are, where do they belong to, which branch and which. Yeah, it's just
yeah.
like a lot. Yeah, that's also another, I guess, a
So forgive us,
challenge.
we're gonna get it wrong. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
We're all gonna get it wrong. Unless I start reading this one, I'm going to get it wrong until I start reading.
I feel like I
Just
will say it is a lot easier for Keigetsu to sell Ririn's body because she just kind of has to act sickly and stuff like that.
well,
Whereas the other
they should
girl,
have realized.
what was that?
Like they should have realized this episode when they came in and they're like, "All right, what are we doing today since you're so sick?" Like they should have peeped that that's not her. She'd have been calling us, not the other way around, right? Like especially because she's always so like the way they were talking about it. It's like, nah, she's die hard. She's about to start fucking working, right? And she kept trying to make excuses, and I don't know, man. I don't think I would be so inept that I wouldn't realize that, oh, that's not my lady.
Hmm.
Like she acted completely different, you know? Like she's
I
trying
feel like
to make it
I don't know. I feel like it's not as drastic though as as Ririn being in the other girl's body.
true. I
But
still
then
don't believe that people don't get that either. It
yeah,
doesn't make
which
no sense.
people have definitely questioned it. But like also we did get a glimpse of how Keigetsu even treated like someone like Lily, right? Like it didn't even seem like she let her really around her all like that, or like she kind of just like shooed her away and like left her like I don't know. Like they definitely weren't close, it seemed like, from how that she treated her. So like there's situations obviously like I mean we've established that their situations are like vastly different. We did even get some more backstory with Kagetsu and like her parents and stuff in this episode. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like I mentioned this as well last week. There's some very interesting routes I feel like they could go with this, but like it's like, which way is this actually gonna go is where I'm kind of like curious because
I just
yeah.
the biggest thing to me is I have to suspend my disbelief so much that people wouldn't clock the difference, you
Mhm.
know?
It
And
doesn't
and
help
that's
also that
big.
freaking the you got the voice of the one girl on the other girl and the eye color changes and shit like that. I feel like that doesn't help too as like a viewer. Like maybe that could kind of take you out of like the
For sure, for sure. That
yeah.
that definitely adds to the unbelievability of people believing this
Hmm.
shit. But I mean, we can take that with a grain of salt and be like, okay, that's how they visually and like audibly change it for us.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to realize that okay, they sound the same as they would otherwise. So like think about it like that. But like just their entire demeanors are so
Yeah, it is a
drastically
bit. Yeah, I could see why that could be like a criticism for sure. I
I
know
probably
even in this episode, I feel like they did try to like because Ririn in obviously the other girl's body was saying that like or the way some of the other characters took it is that like oh because of what happened and how she was down in the prison in the cell and stuff like that like this forced her to change. But I feel like how unless a lot of time I don't know how much if they said how much time had passed or anything like that, but like if it had been a decent amount of time and like she changed like over amount, but if it was like that quickly the way the anime kind of makes has it come across, uh I don't know because I feel like that would be a
I
valid
mean, like,
reasoning, right? Like if she did
I
spend a
mean,
lot of time down there and she actually like changed for the better and was reflecting on what happened, but the anime didn't really like necessarily
the
like
anime made it seem like
yeah
it was like a day and then
yeah
a
yeah.
trial, or maybe a week or whatever,
And
and
that's
then a
not really on the
trial.
mains. That's like on the how the other characters kind of like perceive it.
Yeah, which doesn't make sense to me, and it just it strains my suspension of disbelief a little bit right now.
Mm.
Um, but I mean, overall, I am enjoying it. And we talked about this. It's like I just don't agree with at all it being in the top 5 last week. This week it was a good episode though. I really did enjoy it. I am enjoying this show. Like I am going to give it its criticism because I do have issues with it right now. Is that I just don't believe it right now. Like it's really hard to be believable in my opinion. Like
I just I think I'm more interested like that's like kind of towards the bottom for me in terms of like at least how I see it cuz I'm interested in like you know the one girl already seems like she's going down a line where she don't like she may because that was something we learned in this episode as well is that she is the one that has to initiate the body swap, which probably makes sense because she has the magic or whatever the forbidden magic, but like she may not want to be in this body all too much
Yeah,
longer, right? Like
literally.
so
Yeah.
like
One of
No,
the
she doesn't.
and it
lines
has to be through
not even
physical contact. Is she even going to be able to make physical contact with the other with
yeah.
our girl, right? Like I feel like the whole thing of like are they going to go the route where it's like okay, I've walked a mile in her shoes so I understand where she comes from and I understand how she's lived and how other people treat her, right? So like maybe she changes her tune about her and like self-reflects and is like, oh, I was treating her poorly because yeah, she was just really jealous. Like is it going to go that route where like even our other
Nah,
girl
you know
sees
what it's
how
gonna be?
she was as well? Is it gonna go that route? Are they gonna maybe be able to like come together and connect and body swap with each other and like
There's that,
help each
yeah.
other? Like or like that's what I'm curious about. Also like some of the political
I feel
stuff
like
and
it's gonna
shady
go
stuff
down the
they've
route of
introduced. That's what I'm
like
interested
we
in.
got
I'm
it's
not
gonna
so
go down
caught
the
up on the
route
like, oh,
of
like how does this character not realize? I could get why,
hey,
like I said, that could be a
that's just one
criticism.
of those things that gets to me. It's like
Yeah.
how are you not realizing,
Yeah,
you
I feel
know?
like that would add more to the experience if that was probably better handled, but like there's other things for me that I'm like interested in, I guess, to see where it where it goes or how they handle it. So,
For sure. I'm making a prediction right now. I'm thinking that the other girl, what's her name, Ray Rain, is gonna make her life so not lavish, but so good that the other girl's gonna swap them, and then it's gonna fall apart, and they're just gonna swap again, and it's gonna be like that type of beat where they just keep going back and forth. Like I don't want this, but I do want this. No, swap back. Wait, switch,
I'm
switch.
just wondering
I'll pay you.
I'm wondering how the hell
Like,
they'll even come back together in the first place again. That's like
I don't know.
that's going to be interesting as well. But yeah, I've been enjoying this one. This one as well. Probably not as good. Like this episode wasn't as good as the premiere for me, but I did enjoy this episode a lot once again. So,
I
uh,
will
yeah,
like I said, like we talked about earlier. I don't gas it up nearly as much as you. It's alright. I'm having fun with it, but it's like for me, I think for you it's probably like an 8 or a 9. For
right
me, it's
now,
probably
yeah.
like a 6 or a 7. You know, and I like I'm enjoying it, but it's not up there. You know what I mean?
Hey, fair enough.
Well,
Yeah.
chat, we have two more for the mini reviews. We have a Sparks of Tomorrow episode 3 and Young Ladies Don't Play Fighting Games episode 2. So let's go with Sparks of Tomorrow. Who's
Yeah,
watching it? Who's talking about it?
yeah. This is one that like
This is the opposite.
this is the
Everybody.
opposite. Yeah, this is the opposite.
Yeah.
Honestly, dude, no. Here's my thing with this because this episode in a nutshell is just how once again how I feel about this series so far because you had some like beautiful like inspiring kind of stuff with like the I forget what they dubbed it, like it was the electric moon or whatever the hell, like how that all came together, how they showcased that, how they showcased the progression of time and like everybody kind of coming together to work on it and bringing it to all together. That was awesome, right? Like that was beautiful. But and then also like the reveal that because this was a big deal as well because they kind of like said like oh the catalog is a fake and this isn't like it's just a bunch of doodles and stuff like that, but it was revealed in this episode, which is a big deal, that there was actually more to it and that like I guess some of the pages were stuck together or something, and that there was something that the brother actually did leave behind that was like valuable. And so those were two things I did like with this episode. But then it's just like the freaking what's even the dude's name, bro? I don't even remember the dude's name. The freaking man child that
I have no idea.
is like saying, "Oh, I hate you." Like I just cannot stand this character. I feel like his character is what mostly I guess is holding me back a lot from liking this series. Is just his actions and how he acts towards the brother and just uh his personality and the whole my honey that even like the main character a little bit too kind of irks me, like because there was a lot of this episode where he was just continuing like, oh, I don't believe it, I doubt, oh, like what if it's not real, and just he did that like 10 times, it felt like, in this episode. But it's really the Yosuke guy, and I get it. Like that's also another thing I'm interested in, is like the past between, which they are giving us little glimpses. There's a lot of characters obviously connected here, but it's like, yeah, his personality, his just a lot of his dialogue, the way he acts, literally, like I said, a man child cannot stand. I tweeted it like, this is my least favorite character probably from this season, and there's like probably a lot of freaking slop I'm watching. There is some slop. This dude stands out as like probably my least favorite character from this series, and is holding the series back. I feel like it's not really just him, because I feel like it is like a character thing for me. Like I'm not really, my favorite character probably the freaking Inako girl. The girl that is like pushing the freaking main character, is kind of trying to help him get out of his comfort zone, the support that she is for him. Like she's probably my favorite character, and I feel like that says a lot about the freaking cast, because like I don't even think she's all that great. I just feel like this cast right now I'm not entirely sold on, but especially like it's weighted a bit because the freaking Yosuke guy is just like so bad in my opinion, that like, yeah, it's, I don't know. It's a character thing for me right now, and why I cannot really get into this series, because like, yeah, it looks beautiful. It does have some inspiring stuff, like with the inventions of electricity, like I mentioned, how everybody came together to make the moon bit. Um, but also, yeah, another thing I guess would be like the tone shifts, or like, does this series want to be goofy? Does it want to be freaking serious? Like, what is going on? Some of the facial expressions that some of the characters have, and it's like, is this supposed to be like a comedy, or like, how am I supposed to like take this? I don't know. Uh, some things I'm conflicted on with this series for sure, but there's also bits I like, and that's why it's like disappointing to me. Is that I feel like this could be like so much better, but it's just being held back. So that's where I'm at. So some things I liked about this episode, but some things I didn't as well.
This one feels a lot like Dr. Stone to me, but like the making of the things, and like it's less explanatory, but it's more like them like getting down and dirty and saying, no, like we're gonna do this, and like we have this mission, and our mission is to bring electricity and like bring light to this world, and like change it, because like looking at this world, like there's so much steam in the, like it feels dusty and dirty, and steam isn't dirty, right? Inherently, right? Steam power is not dirty. Typically it's relatively clean, but like just the fog and the smog of everything all the time, and like it's so cool to see him trying to change that, and maybe not even for that sake. He's just trying to change it because that's what he wanted to do with his brother, and I like that his brother left a legacy behind. Even if his brother didn't come back from the war, he touched people's lives that want to make this happen. So even if it isn't him with his brother, it's him with all of the seeds his brother left him. And even on the seams of the book, like they did, right? He didn't write his own ideas. He wrote the ways to make his brother's ideas work. And I think that's the beautiful part, and I think that's what's so enjoyable about this. But I completely fully agree with you that I fucking hate that other dude.
Yeah.
Like, take that other dude out, and this show's fantastic, right? But I think this is gonna be one of those things where we have to get him on our side. It's gonna be a Sukasa angle, or whatever the fuck his name is from Stone, right?
Yeah.
He's gonna be there. He's gonna be an antagonist, never really a villain, just against us until we fully get him onto our side, and then he becomes our biggest ally, or our staunchest supporter, right? And I don't mind that so much.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know.
gonna take a lot, because he's dug himself quite a freaking deep hole in terms of how I feel about his character, at least. But Yeah, I don't want to totally write this series off because I feel like it has done some good things, but yeah, there's like for me it's the characters and mostly one character, but I was like I said, I'm not entirely sold on a lot of the other casts as well, but also like the tone shifts is a bit yeah, it's a little jarring for me. So, yeah, this one I'm in the middle on right now, and that still kind of remains with this episode. So,
I'm really interested in seeing how the sister and how the sister's boyfriend are,
mhm,
like how they like factor in as well,
yeah,
because they seem to have super deep connections, and then apparently the mom too, which is interesting.
yeah.
Like I don't know,
Which
it's interesting.
how could you smell the scent of the mom for how many years
That's
had passed? It's kind of
insane.
wild.
And
But hey.
yeah,
And she's like, smell it. Like, how would he know what your mom smells like?
how would he like smell it? Like I don't know what your mom smells like. What?
Yeah,
Like
that was
okay.
also something I was like, huh? How does that still? How does that?
Come here and
Hey,
smell my
it's a
mama.
very faint smell, but I smell it. Hey, maybe he did. But yeah, if we have nothing else for Sparks of Tomorrow, we can move on to Young Ladies Don't Play Fighting Games.
Young ladies don't play fighting games.
Yeah, which, hey, you had the Yuri tension here. You had that was the bed scene. I mean, they continually do a good job to show the the actual gameplay and stuff of like Street Fighter and like the sound effects that they use for the button smashes and like that was something I did like a lot with the premiere and that continued on with this episode as well is like kind of the going back and forth between them and also the game and what they're actually able to show from the game. Like they show quite a bit, like some of the cutscenes, the beginning of the matches, the music that's playing even in the background of it. So that part I'm like really into. Like even though I don't play Street Fighter all like that, I've played maybe like a few select times. Like I am just a general esports fan so to see that competitive side of it is nice. I do like it. Um it is kind of that thing obviously where I was making a joke while we were watching it, like is it worse to be, because you had the Yuri tension like I mentioned, like is it worse to be like a lesbian at this school or gay, or is it worse to be a gamer because of like how they have to be about gaming and so like secretive and stuff like that and living up to that. It's like the same thing with Rock as a Lady's Modesty. I know we mentioned that last week as well, but kind of upholding that presence, that status of I guess those expectations that they all have on them, and that did lead to something I did like a lot at actually the end of the episode with the Mio girl, like some of her dialogue and how
Yeah,
sh
like, bro, I'm
yeah
not. Why are you calling me that, bro?
yeah
What the
like
fuck? I
stop
ain't
calling
that.
me that shit, bro. Like I'm sick of kind of these all these expectations and the way they talk about me and just like, but you can't really like say anything because then it's like, oh, like she's not this, what we expected, which it's kind of fucked up, right? It's kind of sad in a way that like you didn't really ask people to start calling you this, or like have them start. You didn't want to be dubbed this or treated this way. It just kind of happened. So yeah, I did like that character moment with her at towards the end of the episode. So, um, yeah, I enjoyed this episode. I enjoyed this episode, honestly. So yeah, I feel like seeing them kind of get closer, um, got some tension there. It was a fun episode.
I would like to add one thing right before we transition.
What's up?
Um, I did watch the first 10 minutes of this episode, and I have to
Episode
agree
one
with
or
Gremlin
episode
when he
two?
told yes of episode one,
Oh,
because
okay.
I didn't get to jump in, but because I wanted to check out because Gremlin like texting our group chat and like talking how highly it did, and bro, I didn't expect to see Street Fighter, like to see the Street Fighter 6 and see all that fucking collaboration, like, and then I don't know what else is gonna happen just to see like now I have expectation like are we gonna see Mortal Kombat or any other games? Fire though.
Yeah, I feel
Funny.
like
That's all I got.
it is like kind of crazy how much they're able to like show off because feel like in a lot of anime that would have something like this, like they have to probably be more like reserved with it. But it feels like they can kind of just show whatever in this shit.
Or if you're going to a kaiju show and you're gonna go to Disney World instead of go Destiny World,
Yeah, man.
Or like
like literally,
McDonald's, or
bro.
Yeah.
uh,
But chat. Enough talking about drama, thriller, and psychological. Let's move on to our second segment. Third segment, romance and comedy sets of life. We got a bit of honorable mention. We got Feel of a Lineup. We got Grand Blue season 3 episode 2, Love Unseen Beneath the Clear Night Sky episode 2, and 100 Girlfriend season 3 episode 3. Which is like, why, mate? Why are we putting 100 Girlfriends here? What is it that you're gonna
oh,
talk
cause I
about
got
this?
to,
What's
man.
so
I got
great in
to.
this?
I gotta represent, bro.
Talk to me. What's so great about this?
About 100 girlfriends.
Yeah,
Hey man, you got a
I'm
big
passing it to you first.
you got a big titty teacher in the mix, bro. I mean, what else could you freaking ask for, man? I like nah, but um, bro got another girlfriend. I don't know if y'all would believe that or not, but yeah, she had like this whole like kind of trying to act like she was American and stuff like that, and had like the some of the funny like little accent, like stereotypical American kind of things, but like really she's not American, it turns out. And I feel like I don't know, her the way it happens is like which is the same with a lot of his girlfriends, but I feel like this one in particular happened like really really fast. Her name's not Nadi, by the way, for short for like Nadi Nadeshiko. um which she like
Nadeshko.
she
What?
what's up?
Is this Monogatari?
No, it's Yuru Camp. Uh even but yeah, she the way this girl came on, like in comparison to like maybe some of the others, is like this one like didn't waste any freaking time. Like she like they were kissing like pretty much the instant they did the whole thing where because in this series it's like, oh, they're fated to meet, and it has that whole scene. But like this one, she came on to him like super strong off rip. And yeah, I don't know. Not a whole lot to really mention. Her backstory was kind of like a bit messed up with how she kind of just gets out, like her family just kind of tosses her aside because of how she like starts to dress and act and stuff like that, because she was like watching TV and seeing how like kind of like American kids, acted, and she thought that the way they acted was like they were more free. And maybe in some Japanese households and just like in Japanese culture, like maybe you're more like restricted, and just with how like some of their customs are and stuff like that. So she was kind of inspired by like watching like I guess like American TV and shows like and stuff like that. So she wanted to be more like them, and that led to like her family kind of outcasting her. Or she was like an outcast to the family. And it was also kind of funny though, because like when she left, she like flicked off her freaking, I think it was her mother, and said like "fuck you." That was kind of funny. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I like enjoyed her introduction, even though maybe it was just kind of like it was a bit fast. What happened as a result of it, and seeing everyone in these different kind of like outfits and stuff like that, because she wanted them to showcase like their freedom of expression, right, in terms of like them dressing up and stuff like that. So that led to seeing some nice stuff. So yeah, 100 girlfriends though, it's always fun. I've said it many times, it's nothing crazy, but yeah, I mean, you got a big titty teacher, so hey, I love me some characters like that, so I'll take it. So yeah, Grand Blue season 3 episode 2. Probably just a quick mention for this one. I feel like plot story wise, this didn't really have a whole lot to add to the story, but I did get a kick out of the foreigners that Kohei like kind of connected with in this episode because of like similar interests. But also it did it was a bit creepy, man, because the whole like, oh, they're gonna go and stalk Shiori and creep in her room, and then even Kohei was getting in on it, like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna have my way with her, and Iori's like, bro, how could you just freaking say that in front of me? Um, The one girl was kind of a baddie though. The Karina, I think her name was, the blonde hair girl. She was kind of a baddie. Which what else is new with Grand Blue? I feel like we got a lot of those. So but yeah, this episode, like I got a kick out of some of the moments, uh, with the foreigners and all that, and obviously Shiori's being Shiori with the passport and all that. But yeah,
You already having problems with Iori, you know how it is.
yeah. But what did you have anything you wanted to mention or say about this episode?
I mean, this episode was good. It was
Mhm.
fun. Like you mentioned, the foreigners are so hilarious and having drinking contest with them over some stupid
Big
shit.
yeah, big dick in them.
Having,
Like, oh, you
yeah,
Japanese or
you Japanese,
yeah,
yo, you guys need fucking
this is
some
how
water,
we
bro.
roll.
Yeah, and they're just like, what is this pussy shit? Like, what? It's like, oh, okay. Also like, rocking the conversation was so funny when they're having this argument and our boy Kohei is supposed to be on her side and he can't. Imamura was like, but I don't know if I want to be on your side because I kind of vibe with what they're saying
Mhm.
though. On God. It's like, bro, chill. Like they're talking crazy work, and he's like, but like also though, imagine her in a magical girl outfit. I was like, bro, chill. And he's like, yeah, we could break into her room. And I was like, what the that's my sister. He's like, exactly. It's like, oh no. So it was just, man, the Grand Blue boys. Grand Blue is just a trip every episode. Like I love it, so I'm
Yeah,
excited. I'm happy.
yeah.
Uh, so good.
Oh yeah. And then the last one we had in here for honorable mentions was Love Unseen Beneath the Clear Night Sky, episode 2, which I feel like, hey, we're really starting to see them get like maybe faster than I expected. Because it definitely feels like they're getting a lot closer.
I will say, I kind of like we talk about how we don't like main characters and how they act sometimes. Bro, this main character needs to man the fuck up, right? Like I'm so tired of this shit. The thing I hate the most. Look, I'm not disabled. I know plenty of people that are disabled, and I'll tell you right now, the worst thing you can do to a disabled person is fucking act like they're made of glass.
Yeah,
Bro, treat them like a normal fucking person. They're a normal fucking person. You got a question? Ask the question, bro. Like,
he
don't
does get in his
pussyfoot
head a
around
lot.
this shit, bro. He's getting in
Yeah,
his head so
I feel
much,
like
like,
in a
"This
way it
is
is a bit.
but no, fuck that.
No, I
Ask
do
him.
understand a bit because like you do feel like
I
that
get
that's
it,
just like
but
a natural like I know it was more so in the first episode. I feel like he especially was like kind of getting in his head. But
nah, he
after
was
you
still
spent
like that. The second episode, he's like, I wonder if it's okay to ask about the census thing. And
yeah,
then the
yeah,
friend sits there and immediately goes, yo, so like you got Giga hearing now? And she's like, not really, no. I
yeah.
was like, oh, okay. And he's like,
Especially
wait,
after
she asked that? It's like, no fucking
because
shit.
months of
He
time
asked
has
it.
passed. So I feel like at this point, after you've spent, the
It's
time
been
you've
like
been
a month,
spending with
right?
her,
Because
like
they've been hanging out
it's a
several
bit
times.
more in like there's not really as much of an excuse for it. Like in the first episode, I feel like it was more like valid kind of the thoughts that were going through his mind, for sure, in
Oh,
terms
for
of
sure.
like
In the
how to
first
approach
episode,
her
you
and
gotta,
like should I
yeah, you
kind of
gotta
be
like
at walk on
understand who they
eggshells or
are.
like right
Yeah.
like yeah. But just seeing like he obviously can see the kind of person that she is now and like
Bro,
they've
she
spent
laughs
months.
at everything, bro. She
Yeah.
she
So I feel like
she's
he don't
so
have to worry
chill.
as much as
He
he's
doesn't,
been.
and but he is, and it's just a little bit frustrating, you
Fair.
know,
Yeah.
just a little.
Oh, that's
But I
fair.
get it. But like, I get it. Like it's the same when you meet someone IRL. Like if you meet someone that has a disability, you gotta like really like get to know them before you can start. I mean, it's not even that you got to get to know them. You just got to get the vibe for them before you can ask the questions. But I mean, I'm just not that type of person. If I got a question, I'll ask the question. I'm not gonna pussyfoot around it.
Mhm.
I'm gonna just come at you and be like, yo, what's up with that? Oh, I got dang, yo, it's awesome. I'm like, oh shit, that sucks. I couldn't imagine doing that. And they'll be like, it's actually really easy. And I'm like, really? How? I'm more inquisitive that way, and like I feel like as long as you're not like using it as like trying to like get someone like rile them up or something like that, as long as you're genuinely inquisitive, I think it works, and I think that's just something you have to like grow and like understand,
Mhm.
I feel like bro's in college, bro. Like he should be able to just ask a question like, well, how do you like get around? Like that's gotta be so difficult, right? Like or like is your hearing a little bit better? Like is that like true?
Yeah.
Bro, I'd be asking those questions, shit.
Yeah, like the one
I don't
thing
know.
that I was hoping they'd go more into is that
What happened to her?
yeah, what happened to her because she wasn't born blind. Like something happened apparently cuz she said that she was able to see before. So I'm like wondering like what happened. Which I get maybe in comparison to other things that could be something harder to kind of ask
That is
about.
the thing.
Yeah.
That is something that would be hard to ask.
Yeah. But I am curious
So
about that. For sure. That was something they brought up like, oh, cuz I just kind of assumed like maybe it was from birth or whatever, but yeah, she hasn't been like this her whole life. So yeah, I am liking like they had some really cute moments though in this episode. Even like
yeah, they are
like
cute.
him explaining a lot of the things, like through the
For the
boat,
Jack
through the
and
boat.
Rose, they wouldn't
Yeah,
be there.
yeah, the Titanic shit. Uh, also got a kick out of when he had a dream that it was like his friend, like with him. I'm like, bro, like what? Uh, but yeah, I'm enjoying this series. You know, quite a bit so far.
I'm really enjoying this. I will say if he keeps up on this suspension bridge shit,
Yeah, the girl's kind of
I'm
carrying.
gonna-
The girl's kind of carrying.
the girl
Yeah.
is hard carrying this relationship right
Mhm.
now. Our boy is like on that edge where I'm like, I get you, bro, but like fucking grow some balls, dog.
Yeah.
like
Like you've spent months
like
with her at this point. It's like,
honestly.
yeah, we'll see. I'm kind of with you. Like if he kind of if he keeps up like how he gets in his head a lot and overthinks and doesn't ask, just kind of say what's on his mind or ask what's on his mind. Like however many episodes, like yeah, I would start to kind of go the other way a bit, at least on his character. Because like yeah, the girl I like just her personality,
She's
how she acts, how she doesn't let her condition kind of get her down, and but yeah, good stuff from that one. Now we can move on to polar opposites, which this is the daunted beating the parents, right? Like I feel like that's a thing that everyone, probably everyone, mostly everyone has kind of had that
But shout out to
situation.
China. Shout out to our boy. He's the one that made the decision, even though it was last minute and you stressed the fucking living shit out of your girlfriend.
Wait, what? What'd you just say?
Our boy China, he's the one that made the decision. Like he told his
Oh,
girlfriend,
I thought you said
like, "Hey, come
Tyra.
meet
I
your
was like,
parents."
yeah, I thought you were talking about Tyra, the
Sorry,
press dude.
I was I was chewing some
Oh, you
pistachios
good, you good.
from my
I just wanted to make
accelerator,
sure.
but no worries. And he stressed our girl Miyu, and she had the most literally of stress, of anxiety of trying to meet the parents. And me and wifey was watching the episode right before we started recording. And we love this episode, me and wifey, because it reminded how she was nervous to meet my parents. Like, we really are enjoying you and I are polar opposite because me and wifey, like, it reminds us a lot of us in the beginning of our relationship of how we started dating and everything else. And just to see how, like Nate said, you meeting anybody's parents, even as a friend, you always try to give a good impression.
Right.
Even as a partner, you try to give a good impression more than ever, so you could be accepted to the family, inside the family, and such as. So, just seeing this done, and then having them as friends at the end of the episode as well, going to the shrine as a group of friends, and seeing our boy China literally saying like, hey, the summer exams are coming up, and they all get dead silence. And then they're like, hey, but I would love to hang out with you guys more and no regrets. Even the guys was like, oh my God, bro, are you being passionate and emotional with us here and being vulnerable? Hug us, hug us, best friend though. So I just love that energy. Like that was really beautiful.
Yeah, I did like a lot of that like self reflection from him. But yeah, the obviously the big thing was like meeting the parents, Miyu meeting Tani's parents, and I feel like, man, she definitely, because I feel like she's been a girl that, right, she's just herself usually, right? But in this case, she wasn't really herself, as like a lot of this episode showcased. And I feel like what her mom said to her, like what was being put in her head essentially before she came here to Tani's, didn't really help at all. And now I get it. Obviously it ended up being a thing where she really didn't have to worry about it all after Tani kind of reassured her, like, this kind of idea maybe that you have, or the worry that you have about my family and how they are, like, it's that, like, they're not how you think they are, essentially, right? And I feel like she did do a bit extra, like, changing up the hair, and even though there was still kind of like streaks in it and stuff like that. um
Her hands
the
was
fact
pink as hell.
Yeah, the fact she tried to kind of change it and not really be herself, like, which is what we're used to. She's herself and doesn't really care usually what others. I think it goes to say how much she does care about Tani, though, right? And like you were just saying, to leave a really good impression on the parents, but also what was put in her head beforehand, like I said, didn't help. So to see it kind of turn around, and she did start to act more like herself as it went along, really, after she had that talk, or that scene with Tani. Yeah, definitely kind of, I feel like, went better as it went along, because at first, didn't maybe make the best. The parents didn't really feel like negatively about it or anything. I feel like they were just kind of like, oh, like, we didn't really have this impression of her based on what we kind of have heard and stuff before, like how we've seen her.
I saw a picture
Yeah,
already from the
yeah.
crib, and I'm almost like, "Is this the same girl?"
That
She
was
has
funny
pink
as hell,
hair,
though. She's
black
like, you
hair.
couldn't have chose a better
Yo,
picture, bro. Like, fuck. But she smiles like that all
but
the freaking
also,
time.
it's just I love how the grandma's like, "I haven't seen her in a
Oh, yeah,
while. I can't wait to see her." Both the
like,
parents are
what?
like, "Bitch, what?
Yeah,
Huh?
what?
Since
She just
when?"
now the grandma kind of goaded for real.
The grandma's adorable. I love
Yeah.
it. Like, such a good episode, very wholesome, very chill. Um, I'm really curious to see how far. Like, I don't know. I forgot if the manga's still going and everything. So
Oh, the
I wonder
manga's
how much
done.
we're gonna get. Oh, the manga's done. So I wonder how much we're gonna get more of these characters. Like, are we gonna actually go to college? Like, are we gonna actually see them do that? Or like, are we gonna have time skips? I'm okay with that.
Hmm. Yeah, this is a good episode. I enjoy it. Like, I feel like a lot of people can relate to, like, the whole, like, the pressure and the expectations and meeting the parents for the first time, and like the thoughts going through your head. And I think ultimately, though, like, it's just best to, like, be yourself, right? Like, obviously the parents, as parents, your kid the best. So if your kid is with someone, like, you just gotta, like, trust in that, because like, the good person that your son is, right? So they would choose someone that, right, surely, more often than not, like, the parents would approve of. Not all the time it works out like that, but like, you kind of just have to trust in your child, right? That they're picking the partner for them. So ultimately, like, just being yourself, which Miyu has been for a lot of the series, but in this situation, it did make sense why she kind of wanted this, switch up. And uh especially what was being said to her beforehand. But I think if she would have went into this without a lot of that outside noise kind of affecting her, she probably just would have went there at, being herself. But it does show how much she does care about Tani. So, like, she wanted to do her absolute best, and that actually ended up being, like, her downfall, I guess, for a little bit. But yeah, it was a good episode. I liked it.
Same, same. Graham, have any thoughts, or you're good?
Play it,
I
play
mean,
play the tape recorder, play the cassette, press the play button. Disney
that was a,
Channel ass shit. Blah blah
that was a
blah.
good.
Let's
It
go.
was a good episode. It's
All
just not as
right,
good.
Rampart's better.
Yeah, it's just not as good as
All
Ramparts.
right,
But
pause.
all right, let's go. No, I mean it was okay. Honestly though, it was a good episode. You guys said everything. Like yeah, I don't. She got all up in her head, but I mean we see this with every single anime when the girl goes to meet their parents, especially if it's a Gyaru girl. They always some of them dye the hair, some of them fucking put on the long dress and pretend to be someone they're not. It's always the case, right? And so this was primarily that type of episode. But what you guys didn't mention is the two goats on screen together. They had like 5 minutes of screen time. They were over there walking home together, walking home. They were talking. They're like, "Oh yeah, I haven't talked to any of my friends, and I'm a little bit excited, and I'm a little bit crazy right now, and I'm really excited." And he's like, "Wait, you haven't been hanging out with your friends, but you're excited to hang out with me? I mean, us? Yeah." And the whole thing, and them getting coffee together. It was cute. They're the only two that matter in this entire show, so
Crazy.
Hey, a big shout out to
you ain't gonna
Yamada.
know mention them, is all.
A big shout out to Yamada. My boy is praying. He's praying on God.
Fuck that dude, bro. Get that Disney Channel shit.
Damn.
Disney Channel. Anyway,
Wait, was that in this I'm trying to remember because like
that was
no, like
episode.
I was talking about the bit with Yamada and Nishi when they were like kind of going in
Oh, that was
circles
last
around
week.
each other. Okay,
That was
yeah,
last
because I
week,
caught
yeah.
up. I watched the episodes I think back to back actually, but that was
Yeah.
like something like super adorable because they were like laughing and giggling and stuff. I was like, they're just
Yeah,
going in circles around each other. I was like, this is great. But
for sure.
But you know what? But you know what we could talk about? Being in the back of smoking behind the supermarket.
yeah,
Episode 2, officially, chat. Not the half ones, but 2. I did see episode 1. I didn't see episode 2 though.
yeah, supermarket. I feel like this was another enjoyable episode for me.
I have a question to you guys though. Have you been in the same position? Because I will say this: I used to go to college, and I used to go on my direction heading home. It wasn't it. It wasn't a supermarket. It wasn't a supermarket. For my version, it was a restaurant. And there was a girl that I would literally go there. I never needed to buy food there all the time, by the way, Chad. I'm the same guy that he literally bought those chips even though he didn't need them. And I went there just because the girl that I had a crush on was good looking. And it made my day happy from a long, stressful day during college. And I literally just went to go, literally to see a beautiful woman just to make my day better and buy some good empanadas. And I'm like, you know what? This could be my day. I see her and everything. And Chad, I did ask her on a date. It went well, but obviously I'm not dating her, so obviously it didn't go too well because we're not here. But I want to ask you guys: have you ever had the same type of scenario where for our MC has a shitty day at work, goes there until 1 in the morning, work, goes to the 24/7 supermarket just to make that one moment his day brighter? Have you ever guys had that type of
I mean,
scenario?
I've never had this specific scenario, but I feel like I did mention this last week too, that like everybody kind of has their like go-to kind of thing, right? That like when they are feeling down or they had a bad day, like there's something that they always will go to like try and help, or like more often than not it does help. Like they have like your your comfy place, your quiet place or whatever you'd want to say. Yeah, not necessarily the same, but like everybody, it's different for everyone. Everybody has their different thing that is like their go-to in this kind of like scenario. Like for me, it's probably watching anime or playing games. It's probably pretty simple, but that's like uh you know, or just like kind of the music is also a big thing for me as well. Like that kind of, depending on the song, I feel like there are certain songs that are like my go-to for sure. Like when I am in like a certain mood or like maybe had a bad day. Uh, I'm typically like, I know we're all human, but I'm typically like a pretty positive person. I don't really like get down all like that. But like I think we all have our moments, have our days. But yeah, usually for me it's more so like anime, games, or music. So
Okay.
yeah, but I do
I
like
mean,
to
What
be,
about
I do like to have a certain vibe too. Like I gotta have like all my lights off, and like I don't have them here, but I have like the freaking, I had like the blue like room lights and stuff, like the Govee lights or whatever they're called. Like I had those around, like
I remember he had
yeah,
the
like I would turn
the
those on. I have all the lights
RGB.
off. It's just like kind of like a vibe. I don't know. It's just like something that strikes the brain when, for me at least, when I would have my room like that where I could really be like at peace, you know?
Okay. And how about you, Man-God Grem? Any words there in that little question I had, or we could move
I
on
mean,
about the
I
actual
agree with
episode?
Nate. It really is just gaming and gaming anime and music. and it's always that time. I don't know about y'all, but I've done this shit where I just like fucking throw on some headphones, bro, and blast super loud some fucking music, bro.
Oh yeah, I've done that
Yeah,
100%.
that's what it is. And I'll start fucking singing it. I don't give a fuck. I'll be in call, bro. I've done this in a call before. I just fucking sing. I don't give a shit, bro. I'm just there, like.
Um, I know we didn't talk about it in honorable mention because I forgot, and also because I'm tired. The Godzilla one, Kaiju Caramelized, is so interesting when it comes to her music. She seems such a sweet girl, and then when she played her music, it was fucking like heavy metal, rock and roll type of vibe. It just threw me off, and the opening is the same. So it kind of
Yeah.
reminds me of that. But like there are moments where I wanted to reflect back to old memories, and I just play some old school Linkin Park. In the end, it doesn't even matter. It's System of a Down. I just go heavy metal and I just go like, yo, let's just blow our ears off. Let's just have a good day.
Yeah, I feel
Start getting that
I feel like
scenario.
this episode, it kind of continued like, yeah, it is more of a slow burn, but I feel like you did see just
I love Yamada or Tamaya, I guess, being super fucking pissed off
yeah,
in the back,
yeah,
just fucking done. She's like, nah, fuck that shit. Like she's so mad.
yeah,
And our boy's like, "Are you good?" He's like, "Nah,
Yo, what
man,
happened?
fine," you know? And there's like
Damn.
fucking dozens of cigarettes fucking on the ground and shit. And she's just cooked. It's like and like when she finally talks about what happened, he's like, "Well, that's fucking stupid." And she's like, "No shit." You know? So it's like, bro, that's just service jobs, bro. And she's just like, who the fuck cares if I don't meet your fucking perfect mold and shit? Like, what the fuck is this? Oh, you're so great, except for this one thing. Man, fuck you. Like she's so mad and so good because he's just like, I feel that.
yeah. I think he was like, cause like more so in the first episode and like probably a lot of this episode, she was kind of like the support for him. But I feel like in this episode, it was like he was
It
definitely
really lets up,
forced.
right?
Yeah, like I feel like the way you can already tell that they just I feel like it's just genuinely as a human being, as a person, right? Like they do like care for just one another, right? And just kind of looking out for one another. And yeah, I do like to just see kind of the relationship just in general, right? That is kind of like forming and progressing. Like, yeah, some of it may be like a bit irritating and stuff, with just like obviously they're the same person, and you get the lines from Sasaki where he's like, "Oh, you must be really good friends," and just little bits like that. But I feel like just a lot of the dialogue and uh, so much relatability too. With a lot of the things that they're dealing with in the workplace for sure. Yeah, this series just is always. I mean, even when reading it, I really enjoyed it week to week. When I was following it, I did fall off a bit, but yeah, the anime is just continuing that on. Just love a lot of their conversations and just how they are there to kind of pick each other up. In already, I feel like that's been showcased pretty well, and episode 2 is another like example of that. But yeah, Yamada's great. Yamada's a lot of her dialogue and how she could kind of be a bit forward sometimes and maybe a little. I feel like pushy, but it's not really in like a negative way. Yeah, really. So yeah, Sasaki will kind of surprise you. I know he's a bit dense, and people. He kind of even asks himself that, so maybe he's a little self-aware. But um, he'll
Bro,
surprise you, right? Like I feel like the kind of support that he offered Yamada in this episode was really nice. So and just the fact that even if it was just the fact that someone was there for her, like to lend an ear, I feel like that's also a big thing for people too, to just, even if the other person isn't really, saying too much or offering a whole lot, which maybe wasn't really the case with Sasaki in this episode, but it's like the fact you're able to vent that and just someone was there to listen to you, like that's a big deal for a lot of people. So yeah, really enjoying their
I was gonna.
interactions or their conversations, the little bits of like teasing that there are as well. Uh, yeah, the slow. What did she call him? Saslowski, I think she called him. Saslowski. That was also pretty funny. So, yeah. Liking all the sides of Yamada that we're seeing displayed. What are you about to say, though, Vash?
I was gonna say it reminds me of what I saw only episode one last week when Grem said that he almost could have realized it that they're the same person because when he said like, wait, is Yamada and the other chick long pause and we're like, oh, is he gonna figure out? And I'm like, wait a minute, Graham told me he did it. And then he really says that, oh, they must be really good friends. I'm like, this fucking dumbass. Why?
Yeah, there's kind of
Why?
like there's more of that. Like I forget specifically what it was, but he even like said something like that in the second episode too. So yeah, that like I said, it is kind of a slow burn. I feel like it is more about it's less about the romance. Like obviously there are feelings and just like a general relationship building. It's more about just like kind of the support and like them kind of talking and the relatability about like in the workplace and kind of what you deal with, the bullshit. We all know the bullshit you deal with in that. So it is a slow burn. It does take some time, but that's not really the primary focus is like the romance angle. Like initially it is something that is like I feel like on the back end, like in the back of the mind, kind of building up. So
But, guys, let's get on to our next one. Our last two of Romans, Communists, Alive Alive is I Want to Love You to Your Dying Day, episode two. How we feel
yeah,
about
I
this?
mean,
I didn't get to see it, and I'm gonna be honest, I could have made time to see it. I had it downloaded since Tuesday or Monday since it dropped, and I just kept avoiding it. I don't know why. I could have, I should have.
hey, I will say there were some surprisingly good action scenes in this episode. I was not really
Oh,
expecting.
This episode's
Yeah,
good.
I was not really.
I'm vibing with this. I know Nate, you have your issues with it and like you're worried about a certain aspect and like that they're just gonna focus on that and like why did that need to even be a thing, which I agree with, right? We spoke about this. But this show is interesting. I'm every episode has been good. I mean it's only 2 episodes, but they've been good, right? And them living together now in this room and going to school together and doing this test and the everything that happened this episode with getting attacked like by a real person
Mhm.
was kind of like, oh, okay, like so they're like, so not only are they doing this training exercise, but they mentioned it and I was like, wait, you're doing this training exercise on a place that was a battleground like a couple of days ago? Isn't that really freaking dangerous? Like, that means this is a contested zone. That means you're taking them into a place where they can be hurt. And no, it was a place they could be hurt, and they did get hurt. And like, I really want to know more about the world as a whole. And we didn't get a lot about this episode, which is a little bit disappointing.
Mhm.
But that's what really has me in this one. I really want to know more about this world as a whole. Just everything about this is so intriguing to me. Um Healing her arm fully and the way it healed, like regrowing the limb completely, and then like the way it was healed and like the scar that was there was also kind of crazy. Like
Yeah, that does
just the
worry
whole
me though.
thing. Yeah, because that means we can inflict a lot of pain and body horror on these characters and just kiss it to go away, kiss the boo boo to
Yeah,
go away.
I was
So
about to say, kiss the boo boo. Kiss the
yeah,
boo boo.
it is a little bit, it is a little bit terrifying the situation
it's gonna
these
make
characters
maybe some
probably
of
will
the
face.
more serious things maybe not hold
For
as
sure.
much impact, but yeah, I would say the big thing aside from what you mentioned, and like I'm also interested in the same things about like the world and stuff like that, and who are like kind of who's the opposition, like who are we worried about here? Who are we being sent off to fight? Things like that. Um, I feel like the thing I will mention before I was gonna go on to what I would say or was gonna say is they apparently changed like I guess it was a monster that actually inflicted that um that the whole thing with her arm with Sheena's arm. It was actually a monster. It wasn't actually a actual like person. uh, which I thought was interesting. But people were saying they were happy about that change. So yeah, that was something that was different. But the main thing I wanted to mention with this episode is that Mimi uh is living up to the rumors, right? And how she's been talked about for sure. She's living up to a lot of those rumors, as we saw just kind of her showcase her abilities and the kind of like killing machine essentially that she can be. And it may not like seem that way on the surface with how she comes across. And you know, because you see both sides of her in both of these episodes, right? And yeah, it's I saw someone describe it. It's like whiplash, you know, seeing both sides of her. And I'm just like, yeah, I mean, just to have that, I do kind of agree. It does kind of feel like that. But yeah, I mean, I'm not like, yeah, I'm not entirely sold on this one, but I am enjoying some aspects of it. I feel like this one's kind of like sparks of tomorrow for me in terms of like that general feeling, because I feel like there are things I'm interested in, there are things I like, but I feel like the you know, I guess both kind of have tone shifts that, like, you know, does it want to be serious or not, you know? Does it want to be cutesy? And Sparks of Tomorrow,
You know,
not really, but it's like more comedy, I guess, or like goofiness. But like this is more just like you know, like a romance Yuri angle, or like, do you want to be more serious? And like I don't know. I just feel like in general the tone shift is for both of them kind of is throwing me off a bit. But
I mean, 86 did the same thing, and you don't feel
no, not nearly as like
it, not nearly as like
no.
overt, but it did it.
Yeah, but I feel like I don't know, it's the way this it's a lot more jarring in these
You don't
ones,
think
I
it's
don't know.
earned it yet, I guess? Maybe?
I never had that feeling with 86, even when the
I mean,
group, like,
it's
even with the
all
group would kinda have these goofy moments of, like, you know, messing around with each other and stuff like that. I don't know, I feel like
I don't know, I guess to me, it feels a lot like 86 in because like 86 does have that bit of tonal whiplash, but I think that's necessary, right? It's that levity that makes the dark moments easier to handle. And I feel like that's why I don't mind it as much as you do.
mhm.
But I do understand what you're saying. Like, but I think that's something we're gonna have to learn about Mimi's character because there is like a change.
I feel like
Like
the difference is that, like, the difference is, like, you see the cutesy, like, for Mimi, you see, like, the cutesy, like, whole thing going on, and but then you just see her like an emotionless like fucking machine, essentially. Like that's what it feels like. Whereas like in 86 the characters are still freaking come off as human and show like emotion and stuff like that when they're in like serious moments or like fighting or whatever, right? Like maybe not Shin as much
did you
like in
get,
early
you
on,
get like
but like
whiplash like Meliodas then?
I mean,
Because that's the same vibe.
yeah, I guess Meliodas would kind of fit, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I've seen it and I don't mind it as
But to
much.
be fair,
'Cause I'm more
that's a
interested in why.
shonen. That's a shonen series, like right.
That's fair. Hey,
This ain't
that's
a
fair.
shonen series, so it's just like,
That's fair. You know.
yeah,
I don't know. I don't mind the whiplash as much. Like it doesn't feel as whiplashy to me.
hmm
It feels like there is definitely something going on, but that intrigues me more than anything. Like, what did Mimi have to go through to make that when she turns that flip, like when she flips that switch, she is just a heartless killing machine. And like what propagated that? Has she been trained? Has she been groomed from childhood to be this weapon? And is that just what it is?
hmm
And or is it more like she just didn't know like anything else? Like, and are we gonna like slowly edge out that whiplash throughout the series? Because that's kind of what I feel like this is like angling for. Like, right? I feel like the whiplash is gonna get less and less because it's going to make the real Mimi, whichever one is the real Mimi, like shine through more, right? I think that's what like goals of these types of series are, maybe. And I think I see that and I acknowledge that, and that's why the whiplash isn't so like my neck isn't hurting as much, you know,
yeah.
from getting dragged around like that. I don't know. It's fun though. I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, it's another one where like I'm interested in enough things in it that like I do want to keep watching. Like I am still like I'm not gonna completely like write it off or anything by any means. But yeah. Next up, we can move on to Goodbye Lara, episode 3.
Bro, Hajime no Ippo comes out of nowhere.
Yo, the boxing bits, I was not expecting the
Boxing
boxing to look so good.
good.
Yeah. Like it was very consistent throughout. It wasn't just like one specific scene. I feel like the boxing stuff was like very consistent, looking, which it looked really good throughout a lot of the episode. I did enjoy the content with Mari and like kind of mixing in the bits from her past with her mother, which we ultimately did see sadly what happened to her mother while she was boxing, which is just like a double. I love how they did that one scene of like obviously what was it, the necklace she has, but then also the freaking
They had
bell
the
thing
bell
or the
ring. Yeah, that bell.
yeah,
I
like
don't
how
love
they
it.
kind of synchronize those together, like during that, like that hit, man. I did feel that. I feel like the scenes with Mari and her past, and some of the dialogue with her mother, and like the whole staring contest thing, like that content, I liked it quite a bit with this episode. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like that I don't know. I felt like kind of like a connection, I guess. There, like it felt really nice how they handled just her character in this episode. Um, so yeah, I actually did like this episode quite a bit. Uh, I would say primarily because of that with Mari and the content around her. Now, granted, the episode did pretty much center around her, although Lara uh was kind of causing a lot of trouble in this episode. She is ultimately what ended up having Mari kind of snap back into it in a way, right? So yeah, what did you think about this episode though?
Nah, this episode was really nice. From Lara, like realizing she can't stay stagnant and she needs to start working and like figuring something out.
Get to know humans
Um,
more too,
get to know
and the
humans more, get
world.
to know the world more, get to know everything more. From that angle, and then also from, like you said, Mari's angle of like acknowledging and helping Lara out and being like, nah, I get it. I want to help you. I don't want to like leave you to the wolves, which is really good. So it was a good episode all around. The boxing scenes, like I said, bro, it was like watching Ippo. Dude, it was so good. She got distracted for 1 second and was just piled on with that rush. I was actually beside myself watching this episode when I saw the scene where they were like fighting and the teacher was like, "All right, I'm gonna see about I'm gonna see about like stopping this fighting all once and for all." And like he sits there and goes, "All right, one of y'all are gonna be only one of y'all can like act like participate in this tournament." And is like, "Oh, so you're just gonna make them fucking duke it out, like actually duke it out? Okay." I was super excited to see that. And by the end of it, I mean, we saw at the beginning, it looked like Mari was gonna win, right? She was kicking ass, like she was really beating her ass a little bit. Then she got distracted, right? And then boom, started losing. But then, like you said, Lara came in and really made her lock in, and that was I like that. I kind of want this to be a boxing anime.
Hey,
Not called
with
flat.
how they showcase it, I mean, shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so good, man. Um, yeah, it was fun. I don't mind. Like this episode was a
Wait,
lot of fun.
to confirm, you're saying Goodbye Lara to be a boxing anime?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
want it to be.
One of the main girls is a boxer.
Interesting.
Just
I see a
Interesting.
boxer, bro.
maybe unexpected. Like, if you watched episode 1 of this and then like, saw a boxer in episode 2, you'd maybe or episode 3, you'd maybe question like, oh, am I watching the same series? But
Yeah, this is the same show.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So yeah,
Also, think it's gonna go down a Yuri route, man. I think that's
I
where
don't know.
we're going.
Me and Nate were discussing this. We were talking. We're like, is this gonna be Yuri? I said, there's no way.
Yeah, I think
You know what?
yeah.
She's gonna fall in love with the brother. I'm calling it now.
Nah, bro.
I don't know. I don't know if this show needs to be Yuri. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh yeah,
I don't
I don't
know.
really think it needs to be, but I just think it is.
But I mean, we have a lack of male love interests,
Especially
and we
that
have
scene at the
another
end.
girl. True.
Scene at the
And we
end.
have
Yeah.
another girl, by the way, that's kind of like, honestly, she looks like a love interest too. The other boxer girl kind of feels like she's a main character that may be a love interest too. So I don't know, man. We're here. We're
Yeah,
here.
we shall see.
Like, there's nothing wrong with Yuri, but there's just a uptick in Yuri recently that feels
Yeah, what?
pointed.
Goodbye, Lara. I want to love you to your dying
I
day.
love you till your dying days. Young girls don't play fighting
Yeah,
games.
it's
There's
true.
upticks. Oh, bro, Mushoku Tensei. Don't worry about it.
Honey,
Um,
uh,
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. If you know, you know.
oh, Ghost in the Shell too. Duh.
Ghost in the
Uh,
Shell gay shit.
yeah.
Bro, smoking the fucking chain smoker cat feels Yuri at times. It feels Yuri as long as there's drugs involved, so I don't know what's going on there too.
Yeah.
Um yeah. There's just there's a lot of gay this season. I don't mind it. I don't mind it, but I just want to point out that there is an uptick.
Mm.
You know, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
And even though like Sparks of Tomorrow don't really like
No, he's gay.
you know the
Oh, he
Fujoshi
is gay.
you know the Fujoshis are going crazy with freaking Sparks of Tomorrow,
No, I
bro.
know. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
that dude, that one dude, he's gay as shit. The way he was talking about the brother, no, he is gay. He wanted to clap the brother's cheeks. Not like kind of, sort of, maybe. No, he did.
Yeah.
That dude, gay as shit. He don't give a fuck about the chick he's gonna marry. He wanted our boy's brother. He was all up in that booty hole, bro. You saw
They out
his
here
older
this
man.
season,
He's
man.
gay as fuck. And I don't mean that to be mean or nothing.
Nah,
But he is a homosexual, a raging homosexual. Anyway.
all right, next up we can move on to our Isekai and fantasy bit.
Isekai in fantasy.
And we're gonna start
All
off
right,
with
let's
honorable
start off with
mentions.
this because I didn't watch this with you. We'll start off. We're going to our honorable mentions, of course, boys. But let's start off with this one because I didn't watch this with you. And when I watched this, I saw the things you were mentioning,
Oh,
but
dude.
I didn't have nearly as much of a laugh about it as y'all did because I wasn't.
Bro.
No, it
I was
wasn't a laugh. It was frustration.
Bro, it was no. Well, Nate, we did laugh.
I mean, we were
did laugh
laughing,
because
but
of
like it was
yeah.
like I was frustrated,
Annoying.
bro. Yeah,
Let's
annoyed.
chat. Tell me this. I even wrote in the thread. This is the most repeated animation scenes in a fucking anime one episode that I've seen in a long time. We literally, the thing is, Nate, he didn't see episode 2.
Oh yeah.
So guess what? He saw episode 3 and 2 back to back. So when he finished episode 2, he saw the ending of what episode 3 is going to be about. We literally saw the scene of Dragon Ball where they do like 6 or 4 camera angles of perspective. They do the same thing. One Piece is a known thing they do. The way the episode 2 ended, they're like, all right, cool. We all saw it because our boy Travis was there too. We're like, oh, cool. Camera angle at the end. And and then episode 3 started. Literally the same scene repeated from what episode 2 ended. It would be different if Nate didn't watch episode 2 and it was last week and he saw episode 3, then it would have been forgotten about it. But just seeing it back to back, and then we literally have multiple graveyard scene of a scenery where it was pointless. We literally saw a scene of the same conversation, not once, but twice after the fucking commercial break,
Yeah.
where it was so obvious. And it was like, bro, well, what the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah, there was just so much like wasted time, I feel like, in like resources put to because like I was saying it, we were at like the 5-minute mark and I was like, bro, I literally could have just went to the 5-minute mark and that's where like the new content would have started. Like, yeah, so you had that, you had the bit in the middle. I don't know, just some laughable, like it was mostly like I was laughing because I was like kind of in disbelief, like how could they keep just doing this? But also like there was just some bits in here that were just making me like face palm. We were pointed out while we were watching, like, oh, you're just letting the guy heal and not attacking it, or letting the big head or whatever the hell, the mad head, whatever it's called,
The Mad Hatter.
looking like a
Mad
freaking
Hatter.
looking like Ojama freaking Green from Yu-Gi-Oh. Like I'm like, y'all are just letting him sit here and heal, bro. Like what the fuck? What are we doing, man?
Well, actually, he
What had
wasn't the
a
Mad Hatter. You're wrong.
He evolved
He
into the
was
Mad
first,
Hatter, right? Is
he
that what
he
it was?
was first the Death Howler or whatever, and then he healed and became the Mad Hatter.
Yeah, so it should have never came down to the Mad Hatter, bro. Like, what were they doing, man?
And
Like,
they let him hit in rage, which is just,
and just the
if you're
fact,
gonna
yeah,
do a raid, guys, don't let him hit in rage. That is just a party wipe. Everyone knows you have to get your DPS in line. You have to hit that damage cap so that you don't let them enrage. All right, look, this is from your MMO raider here. If you're gonna let him hit in rage, you deserve to lose.
Dang.
yeah, I do like, just I don't know. There are some aspects of this series I like though, especially like how the MC, obviously he has there's like the similarity with the game or whatever, right? So he kind of knows how to handle the class in comparison to other people. But just the way that he kind of gets the most out of his class, and how he goes about that, I do like. Um, I do, and even like in the scene here, like how he was trying to, um, how he I forget the dude's name, but the dude with the axe, like how he was pretty much trying to tell him to, we need like a plan here and stuff like that. Like some of the actions he was like trying to take, um, I feel like a lot of characters in this situation of like the dude with the axe would have, like, especially even though he does have an ego, it did seem like he did kind of have like a logical, like he understood, like, okay, Elmas is being uh he's being smart, like logical here, so I kind of have to respect it, even though like my ego is telling me to just kind of like, oh, you want to try and like be the leader and step up and shit like that. But like he also, like, I think even some of the others were like surprised that he was like, okay, but then obviously the freaking pussy blonde headed dude, like,
Oh, the Red Mage.
yeah,
I hope he dies.
yeah,
Chat,
yeah,
chat. I hope this
annoying,
Red Mage
annoying dude.
dies in this next episode.
Yeah, there's some bits that are fun with this, and I think it kind of comes more down to like how the, like I said, the MC handles his class, and then some of like the I guess technical aspects, like with the, in the world, and like the skills and how certain things work, and like it's kind of like the Shangri-La Frontier thing. Like that's what I liked liked a lot in that series as well. Granted, I like the characters in Shangri-La a whole lot more than the cast in this so far, but yeah, I think the MC, like, he I like him, I like the way he thinks, and I like the way he kind of operates. So it was very satisfying to see him in the Adventurers Guild, right? When he put the magic stones on the freaking counter, like that was like very satisfying to see, like all their reactions, and how they were like obviously misjudging him, and then they saw that and
Yep.
they switched up their tune. And but yeah, now that we're in this situation, that probably shouldn't have happened. It's gonna be interesting. I'm enjoying this one. It's nothing crazy to me. I feel like Gohans and the staff do a lot. Like they do some extra shit that they don't.
You said you do.
There's too. Sometimes it is doo doo on the freaking screen, man. But yeah, they do too much sometimes, and I feel like could be a bit of their downfall. But then when you have scenes that are just poorly directed, like a lot of what we saw in here, that doesn't help either. So yeah, it is what it is, though. I'm still enjoying some aspects of it. It's not complete garbage or anything like that. Enjoying it enough to continue with it.
100%.
So
I
yeah,
agree with that 100%. So let's talk about the next one. Hell Mode, Season 2, Episode 3, I believe, right?
yeah.
How do you feel
Episode
about this one, Nick? Because we did see this one
episode 3.
together, so it was fire. What you thought of Episode 3?
I mean, this
Did they
episode,
conquer more of the dungeon?
yeah,
They're ranking up.
more dungeon diving. I feel like I know that was because I watched both of these episodes too, because I was thinking of the stuff with like the Granville family and the reveal with the new dude and his like family that's like joining the party and stuff like that. That was like kind of interesting little twist, I guess you'd want to say. I guess more of the full picture, but yeah, I feel like most of this was more dungeon diving, although we are kind of running into a little bit of like I'm not really worried, but yeah, getting higher into the higher floors and obviously continuing to upgrade our adventure rank and seeing them work together was nice. And I do like the addition of I think Maria was it. It seems like Maria can do a bit of everything, by the way. One-shotting certain enemies, not even having to use a whole lot of mana and stuff like that. I think the one monster killed used like half or something, or like a fourth, or I think it was half actually. So
Well, I mean, her ability Poltergeist, which you saw her using, that's her awakened ability. She can do that once a day.
mhm.
So she was like
Oh
she
yeah,
wasn't able to hold out.
mhm,
She was just able to use one big fuck off skill
right.
to
I was talking
get some
before that though.
yeah.
Like some of the monsters we saw, it wasn't until it got like a lot serious when she did use the poltergeist
Yeah.
bit.
Poltergeist.
Yeah. But no,
But
I do
yeah,
like the addition of Maria and seeing like how the crew is working together. Also, Dagora got his skill, so that was cool to
yeah,
see too. So
for sure.
yeah, but I don't have a
Uh
whole lot to say honestly about this episode. Maybe you guys have more to say.
Helmet's fun.
Good.
Um, the we don't have a solid understanding of because like you guys think that our boy's super strong. He's not that strong actually. He's able to do relatively well, but he's normally outnumbering everybody by a lot. So there's a bit of a caveat to him being stronger, you know? But do you got anything to say for this one, Vash?
I would say, I'm expecting more for next week. That's what it is. I want to see what else they crawl because they go back to school and everything. That's all I got. Because I'm just looking forward to what else we build. Because as the cover, he's fucking fighting the hero. Where the fuck, like we have, of course, this is the third episode, right? Right?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So we have still 7 episodes to go. So like, I really want to see where this in in what direction this goes is what I'm looking forward to more than anything.
Yeah. Where'd everyone go? Where's everyone at?
Me,
Marvel.
I no, I'm here. I just stepped to go to use the bathroom pee,
Oh my.
but now I'm back.
Mm,
Um,
mm.
but do we have any more honorable mention before we transition into slime?
Yeah, Villager level 999 was a lot of fun.
I do agree that was a lot of fun. Um,
Uh,
he's
I'm
fighting a whole horde by himself,
by himself, and then the crew comes and joins him, which is nice. It's about damn
which is
time they
like,
come help him.
are they really gonna do something though? Like,
Uh,
are they really gonna do something? Are they really gonna make a difference?
the world's strongest rear guard also. I'm
Oh,
actually
we're talking
really
about slobs.
enjoying
All right,
that.
sorry.
We got a berserker now coming out, a berserker and a gambler, which is
Ooh,
a lot of fun. The berserker losing herself, going berserk, one could even say, and the gambler who had when opening chests, really good or really bad things can happen, which is also really freaking cool. Um, we also defeated another one of the special bountied enemies. He's now ranked second in the fucking area on the trust scale already. It's a little bit absurd. And there's what, 6 girls now fighting for his affections already. It's episode 2 or 3. Like goddamn, all right, chill out. I'm enjoying it. It is isekai slop as much as I like to like disagree with Nate when he says that. Nah, it's isekai slop. But you know, we enjoy slop out here. I'm a little piggy, bro. I be eating in the slop, you know what I mean? I ain't even mad that he's calling it that. It's just true.
I want to give a shout out to from Overshadow to Overpower, the second reincarnation of Attending the Sage. I enjoy episode 3. My boy found out a relative to his old mage Merlin, so it's a relative to a maybe like a granddaughter from future, cousin related. Um, he got pissed off because a red mage, of course, again, tried to act all tough and try to do something about it, and he failed. And said like, "Yo, you technically almost did attempted murder. I could kill you, or you could get arrested, or you could release that slave, and I could take her myself, or you free her." So that story happened, and he's about to go to school, join the academy,
Wait a
even
second, wait a
though
second,
there's
wait a second, wait a second. Did you just say that somebody got betrayed, they released a slave, got a slave, and are going to magic school? Holy fuck, it's hitting all of them. It's going in rapid succession, bro. All the isekai slop things, it's going in succession. It's going real quick. Oh shit.
Oh, that is true because in the bumpkin,
All the isekai tropes, bro. You just named them all in order, and I don't think you realized it. So I was like, wait, nah, that's crazy.
and what's funny I didn't see episode 2, but I know in the from Old Country Bumpkin, Master Swordsman, I know episode 1, the way it ended, he became a teacher in the school as well, in the academy, and the principal had like, good, he could start teaching, and maybe he might improve, and he's gonna learn that he has more skills to learn and become a better Master Swordsman. I'm like, girl, you are having too much high expectation for a guy that's right now home and just drinking alcohol right now. Good luck.
Meanwhile, the vice principal or whatever is fucking pissed he exists. So there's that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's crazy. A big shout out to the heroine Saint No All Works Made, because bitch, you left at the wrong time. You are fucking
Yeah, you're missing
fucking up the
plot
storyline.
relevant points.
You fucking up the
You're missing the
storyline.
plot, girl. Go back for the plot real quick.
Bro,
You're missing out.
Bro, I jump out of my chair and I'm like, bitch, go back to the party. Your girl just got fucked. In my head, I'm hoping. Here's a prediction, chat. Next week episode, somehow the maid gets like a sensor that her master is down. She teleports, and then she reveals that she has the saint magic, and she's like, "Who are you?" And she does something. That's my expectation. That's my prediction. Is it gonna happen? Most likely not. But that's just like, bro, you are literally messing up the storyline of the game / plot. Where the fuck are you? So that's a shout out for that. I don't think I got anything else.
Last honorable mention is Saga of Tanya the Evil. No, we haven't started it yet, but I swear we will eventually, right, Nate?
Yeah.
You agree? Yeah.
Not very honorable, but
yeah. We'll get there eventually, I promise.
Yeah, it sounds very.
And can we let's just jump to the elephant in the room. Leon, we figured out who Leon's looking for.
Chloe.
Leon Cromwell, he's looking for one specific person. Oh my goodness.
Is not a girl named Koyor?
Rone or whatever the hell they said their name is. That's not it.
But no, it's Chloe. But it's not. Hold up. But I'm confused though.
Leon's a reincarnator. Like, you gotta understand that. Leon came from a different world.
Yes, but then Leon is looking for Chloe.
Right.
But then Chloe is right now under Rimuru's hand.
Right.
Yuki is like, oh, we have Chloe. Maybe we could get them two to fight each other. Okay, cool. But then we get to Yuki talking to the old motherfucker that was a hero that wants to take out Luminous. But then we end the episode with Luminous touching an ice that looks like the older version of Chloe, and then that older version of Chloe looked like the girl from the opening that
Yep.
looked like that we saw
Sway.
in the actual opening
Yep.
of the song called
Shizue.
Rewind.
I thought
And
the
I'm
same
like,
thing.
wait a minute, this opening's supposed to reflect to the storyline. I wonder because it's Rewind. It looks like we're transitioning back from past to present. Because
Whoever
it
this
looked
girl is probably had the strong as fuck if they had to seal her away.
Look, all I'm
exactly.
saying
So
is,
I'm
whenever
And
you
also
guys have
the fact that
opening-
Granville knows about it too, like there's a lot of history
Exactly.
here, right? Like
there's a lot of connecting storylines of the girl of Luminous that's being hold and also saying, "Can Rimuru die?" And I'm like, "Bitch,
yeah,
wait, what's going on here?" So
yeah.
like everything's connected. Gremlin, without spoilers, as you usually do in a very vague way, can you help us in any way?
You remember when I've told you guys this before that there's this one plot thread in Slime that is just convoluted as fuck?
oh, it's this.
And is this one?
Welcome to the plot line.
Okay, well,
I
You
remember.
thought convolution has entered the chat. The only thing I'll say is in season 1 something happened that ties back to what's happening now.
Oh, wait a minute. Is it the end of season one when they did the trip of getting that spirit that went back inside Chloe from the past to the future or from the past to the present? Is it that storyline that we saw?
he's like, no, it's the
Anyway,
beginning.
what else are we watching?
It's the beginning of the series, episode 1. Imagine.
I'm like, bro, if it's episode one, I'm like, I don't remember that shit. I remember like Chloe when they were in
Bro, that's the
the
thing with like
demon
all these
realm
like freaking
of Rammers.
like all these Chloe, Shizu, freaking Hinata, all them freaking look alike, dude. And it's like now
All
you
I'm
got
gonna say is
now you got
Chloe-
this, now you got this freaking sealed person that looks like
Chloe-
them all too. It's like fucking hell.
Chloe, Shizue, Hinata, and the girl in ice, or holy magic actually, all have a similar thing going on. They're
They all got
all
black.
very intrinsically connected, one could say.
It seems like we're finding out in this core or the next one because we have 5
Oh, we're
cores.
finding it out this core. It's just whether or not you'll be able to keep up with the convolution and understand what's going on.
Yeah.
So let's
By
find
the end of
out.
this core, I will explain everything to you in case you guys aren't able to figure out everything that's going on. I will sit there and do a fucking 30-minute PowerPoint with y'all off this and tell you what's going on, because this is actually the most convoluted like plot point in the entirety of the series, and there's time travel in this show.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
So
I said
Yeah.
I'm
something.
just
I
like
could
this,
Not
tell.
this
surprised
is
by that,
the
yeah.
most convoluted shit. Okay. So I'll
Especially
So-
yeah, I mean that makes sense when you got timeline shenanigans going on. You know,
Exactly.
time travel
Yo, by
shenanigans.
the way, I keep forgetting. I don't know why, but Yuki's clown people. I keep thinking that motherfucker was dead from previous season, and somehow he's alive. And I'm like, I think he died. I think he got murdered, but then he seems to be alive. And I'm like, I dead ass thought he died. So that's just me. Am I the only one
Fox
that
has
keeps?
a really hard time dying. Don't worry about it.
Okay, thank you. Because in my head,
Also,
I'm like,
that
I
one
think he
girl,
died like
that
a few times.
Misha girl was a baddie, bro.
Are you talking about Yuki's assistant?
Yeah.
No.
No, not
Okay.
Kigali. I'm talking about the Misha girl
I
that
got Misha.
that
One of
walked. She had like the
the head-
heels on, I think. She had like heels on or something. Yeah, she's from like
Oh, the guild, right?
She's
From the
from
guild.
Cerberus.
yeah, from Cerberus. Yeah, that's what it was.
Oh,
But yeah,
She's
like
one of the Cerberus.
but yeah, like the the biggest thing, what Yuki, Granville teaming up, forming a front, united front for
Right.
now. Obviously
Getting a
there's
front together, trying to put 3 demon lords in a room together and basically get them all mad at each other.
yeah,
That's what the
yeah.
plot is.
Surely
right now.
this won't backfire.
yeah, it
I
won't
think-
backfire.
You know, who knows?
But also,
then
but yeah,
I
but I
wonder,
get scared though
question.
too. Like, man, especially when you bring up someone like Chloe and how they're gonna try and use her maybe as like a. Well, obviously you got the the thing Luminous has too. But like once you bring up someone like Chloe, and I feel like that's someone that probably especially like as one of the students that Rimuru has like a there's more of a connection there, right? And obviously with the Shizu stuff, and there's deep connection there. So if you're gonna try and use that as like a chip, it's kind of like, yeah, man, you're poking the bear, and that might be
Also,
putting it lightly too.
we got a fun line from fucking Leon talking about how annoying this like prospect is, considering he's having to deal with John all the time. It's like,
Little does he know.
little does he know, John is gone and no longer his problem.
Yeah. That I
So yeah,
yeah.
the funny plot, the three archdemons that were just recruited were each in their own place in the human realm causing issues. John's habit was to fuck with Leon. Just actually fuck with Leon and like attacking him, annoying
Bro,
him.
Leon got to find out Rimuru freedom from that annoyance, bro. Leon
Honestly,
yeah, bro.
uh,
He might dap him up or
White
yeah.
Testarossa had a place she was fucking with as well, which we will get into, but it's fun.
So Leon or any of these other demon lords doesn't know that these other black numbers came under Rimuru's command, right? Like the only one that knows is of course Remers and the other demon lord under his base, right?
No,
Like
yeah.
they don't sense that energy, like, hey, maybe
Oh.
3 fucking archdemons just came into this planet. And
You
like,
will
damn, that's
see
crazy.
this season, I believe. I believe sometime this season, guy's gonna come across and look and stop and go, "What the fuck?" like literally, like it happens.
And that's what
So
I'm waiting for. And that's what I'm waiting for one of these demon lords to be like, "What the fuck, Rimuru? Like 6 months ago, you just became one, and like, you got fucking a whole
what's going
800
on
of these
here?
motherfuckers under you. What the fuck just happened?"
It is crazy cuz
So I can't wait.
like I've been loving a lot of these new additions, but then also it's like I was not expecting for them to be like so just willing to already just granted what Rimuru showcased, right? And even like how Rimuru read them, thanks to Raphael, of course. How he read
Thanks to
them.
Rafael,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, how he read them and then also like kind of out auraed them. Uh but I don't know. I still thought there was gonna be like some more like maybe like shenanigans, right? And even like some of their dialogue was
Oh,
scaring me a
No.
bit.
He
Some of the
out-auraed them, named them,
yeah,
and gave them bodies to manifest.
yeah,
Nah, he beat them strength-wise. He gave them something that they wanted, so he bribed them, and
yep,
then he said, "Y'all can do basically whatever you want. I just want y'all to be my government.
mhm,
yep.
You're in charge of foreign affairs, Testarossa. Ultima, go catch bad guys, fuck them up, and fucking John, your job is just to fucking you're the
These
judge.
criminal offense.
You're the chief justice. So all the bad guys she beats the shit out of, you're gonna put them in court and you're gonna decide their punishment.
yeah. I just feel like some of like the little
Yeah,
like lines that they would have, it kind of like makes you like think, oh, maybe they'll try and like they'll take some of
yeah,
these
it feels
actions
that
too
way, doesn't
far.
it?
Yeah, yeah. But and that is something you could tell Rimuru is like kind of a little nervous about. But he's like,
He's like,
oh,
it's
if
fucking
it comes down
Diablo
to it,
again.
I'll just let Diablo take over. It's like, all right, well, what
Exactly.
damage will have been done by that point, for
Actually.
And then, and then what's funny, he turns around and be like, wait a minute, I can't even tell Diablo to do it because he literally brought them to do his job, and he literally just came in to be my official second secretary because he doesn't want to do the tedious task, and all he does is just this. Smile, smile, yes, my little slime, yes. I'm like, motherfucker. But
uh,
also, I do want to add,
loving the new additions though,
uh,
for sure.
I love how I didn't expect Chloe to literally almost kick Rumo's ass before he had to turn serious. Like you feel like, oh shit, she's really putting me in a corner. It's time to get serious, and then goes,
Yeah,
okay, Chloe, you're good, you're done. I'm like, god damn. And I love how he had to like, yeah, I had to remind you that these kids may be kids, but they're strong as my holy knights now. And I'm like, God damn, these motherfuckers could go to battle and probably defeat a nation.
It's like you got to remember they are children, but they are also heroes summoned from another world.
Yep.
Okay, and only one of them is actually a hero. Which, hi Chloe. Anyway, moving on. Clevatess. Come
Clevatess.
on. Bro, I don't care about this.
Talk about kids. I do
You're not
agree.
kidding.
This episode is good, but also pointless. Is what I'm also agree on.
Really? Like, what happened this episode? He can't use magic, by the way, because the wand breaks. She can't use magic because she never could, and therefore is booty cheeks. This one kid tried to like get. This one kid got told to get good, so he made a deal with the devil. Like what? Okay. Um, get good, kid.
Chat.
Fight,
I love how
fight.
Gremlin. Chat. I love how Gremlin just literally just says things about the episode in just simple point blank words of how it happened. Yeah, just get good, guys. Just get good, and then just make a deal with the
Get
devil.
good. All
Which
right,
is not
make a
wrong.
deal with the devil. What? Okay, sure. Yeah, that works.
And then guess what? He survived, and supposedly he lost 2 years of his memories or some shit. And I'm like, I don't know if that's a win or a lose right now. He lost 2 years of his memories, and he can't ever use magic now. I'm like, bro, I feel like you got the bad stick of the wish of the devil. Like, I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing, my guy. You got fucked. But hey, Clevatess, Nate, you got more comments about this episode,
I
kid?
honestly don't have much to say. Honestly, I wasn't like I don't know. This episode didn't do a whole lot for me. I think it is interesting that they like have like characters we're familiar with like in the academy like still like there's like spies and shit like that. I mean that's like something that was like a bit interesting to me. But like yeah, in terms of the whole whatever the dude turned into, whatever that was, I mean that I was just I don't know. I didn't really this episode didn't strike much in me, not gonna lie. So yeah, I don't really have a whole lot to say. This probably could have been an honorable mention now that I think about it, but also this was to be
Okay.
fair, an episode I watched like the very beginning of the week too. This is like one of like probably the first things I watched. So
Yeah, because I believe Clevatess is a Wednesday release. I believe is a Wednesday release.
yeah,
So yeah, it has to make sense.
I don't even remember
Other
honestly.
than that, chat, we apologize. It seems like we just don't got much to say about this one. But guess what? We have much more to say about Sense of Bookworm, adopted daughter of an Archduke. And chat, I'm not cut up. I should be cut up by episode 16 to 18. I should be cut up by then. So I'll be gone for this one and then Mushoku Tensei. So enjoy.
Oh yeah. This episode was brutal, man. Once they brought up the whole like because yeah, we knew we were gonna get the punishment for Haste in this episode and
For Hasse.
Haas, yeah. Like I figured with the way that I figured it was gonna be brutal. I don't know what I was expecting, but I was not expecting like I just feel like as it went on, I was just like, okay, like this isn't that bad as I thought it was gonna be. And there's like, wait, this is actually fucking horrifying.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
horrifying and is directed at Rose mind.
yeah, and I feel like Mind's reactions also kind of told that too, because I feel like as like yeah, she was horrified, but I feel like her like expressions were getting like it was increasingly like horrifying. What was that? Because like they were turned to stone. I'm just like, okay, like you know, but then they get disintegrated, and I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm like, yeah, this just
You also gotta learn like understand the terminology that was used. Because when somebody dies, the noble euphemism is that they ascend to the distant heights,
mhm.
right? So they're ascending to heaven. If you listen to the spell Ferdinand said, he said, I want you to seal the stairway to the distant heights and cast these down. Like, so he's not only saying that he wants them dead, he's saying he doesn't want them to move on either. He's saying he doesn't want their souls to be allowed into heaven. He wants them to be like like just disintegrated and ended here forever to like never be remembered, like every like that's the euphemisms and like what he's saying. It's so much worse than people think, because like yeah, this is horrifying, but also if you're paying attention to what he said in the spell, he said, I want you to seal the stairway to the distant heavens and cast these down like from heaven and all this. Like he's saying like I want these guys like gone permanently. Like not just dead, but like not to ascend to heaven, not to move on, to be the dirt in the ground because that's all they are. Like it's like fuck. Like it's horrifying. It's actually horrible. So yeah.
Yeah, it was yeah, I feel like it was like a thing that was just like so much of the dialogue and like some even like seeing like some of the dialogue like, oh, you're gonna have to do this someday, mine, and like dialogue like that, and then even seeing the reactions of what's the dude's name, Eustace, or I forget what his
Yeah,
name
you
is.
it's
Yeah,
they
seeing
his name
him
is
like,
Eustace,
I've been
they call
waiting
him
for this. Oh my god, I've been waiting to see this. Like,
yeah.
bro, what? Like, are you sick in the head, bro?
Eustace just really likes learning new things, and he finally got to see something he's never been able to see before.
I mean, hey, fair, but like, bro, I
But like
mean,
this is a horrifying scene, and he's over here like a giddy child, like a kid at a candy store going, "Oh my
yeah.
god, new magic!" It's like,
Yeah, so like
oh
mine
no.
seeing that, it's just like she was seeing that, she's hearing all this. Yeah, I just feel like the fact that even she was able to after what because we saw like just how horrified she was, like the fact that she was able to like even compose herself to say, what she said to the people after that, I feel like was maybe for some people would be like, oh, like that's like unrealistic, but um I feel like she has been spending a lot more time. Like, in a way, I could kind of, if people did have that complaint, I could see like, maybe that's a bit valid. Like, kind of just the how quickly it went from like, okay, so horrifying to like the people, like, hey, this isn't that bad, and stuff like that. Um, I could see if people did maybe have a problem with that, but yeah, yeah, it was tough. It was brutal to watch, and then to also know that like Gunther, they didn't really show it, but like I had to assume that he did see probably mine's like facial expressions like during a lot of this. I wish they would have showed. I don't know if that's something they like show or describe in the source material or whatever. Like we did see like how he did come to like her support in the way that he could in this situation. Obviously he probably wanted to do more and mine wanted to do more, but um yeah, that's just like it was like a happy, sad way to like leave it off because you had that bit with Gunther, but it's just like, yeah, this is probably something that uh or you would think at least would stick with mine, just a situation like this. But I feel like it was kind of reassuring to her in a way that like this could have been a lot worse, right? Like this could have ended up a lot worse in terms of
Like
what
they could have done that to the entire
yeah, to the
population,
entire population, right?
and they wouldn't
Yeah,
if
so
it wasn't for
and
you.
just you could tell judging from the people's reactions. I think that was something mine was worried about, like how the people were gonna react to their punishment, but they like were cheering and shit, right? About like,
Well, because they were
yeah,
they were
they all thought they
they
were gonna be wiped
specifically
out. Yeah,
exactly. They had Benno and them spreading the rumors that that this is what should happen. And essentially they had Benno's crew was doing the legwork of basically spreading the information that, well, this is punishable by everybody in the entire village being murdered, and like that is how it would normally be handled, but mine has asked that it doesn't happen like that. So like do not betray Rosemine, do not think ill of Rosemine. Like she is trying her hardest to fix this, and like it is true, but it is also propaganda to make mine look
look
better.
better.
And it's like it is just the perfect show of how politics works in this world, because it isn't inaccurate, but it is definitely staged, right? Like, it's not fake, but it is staged, you
Mhm.
know?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that's such a fucking that hurts so much, but like also it's like realistically mine offhandedly saying she wanted to build another orphanage, another cathedral out there, to build another orphanage, to make another mind workshop. That's what started it. It is it is ultimately mine's fault. Straight up. Like, you can say, well, it's not her fault they attacked. Yes, it is. She took two slaves that were going to be sold for a lot of money, that was going to help this village survive the winter, because they're going to sell two slaves. She made those slaves her retainers, protected them, took them away essentially from these people, and said, "I'm not going to give you anything for it, and you're going to be okay with that because I'm me and I say that." And then they retaliated, not knowing the repercussions that would hit them. And then basically Ferdinand said, "Look, we're going to use this as a teaching moment, because what we should do is kill everybody even associated loosely with the mayor. And since he's the mayor, that means everyone.
Mhm.
But we're not going to do that because I know that would upset you. So instead, we're going to kill anybody with any malice in their heart, any hostility towards you at all." And they did
That
the
was something
Shield of
I
Fusaria.
that was
No
something I was
lie,
that was
that's some wild shit. Even though I'm not caught up, just hearing all this, that's some wild shit I've missed in past 10 episodes. Because goddamn, what the fuck?
Yeah.
yeah, that was something I was interested in because like the stuff with the citizen coins or the citizenship coins and all that, like I found that very interesting and how they did like the kind of like the TSA freaking screening
Yeah.
type shit. Um that was something if it was specifically for, malice towards mine or like, or if it
Yeah.
was just if they had general like hate or malice in their freaking heart just in
No,
general.
it so what the Shield of Futsaria
Like, can
is,
you give it
uh,
specific conditions to, like, judge people on before they actually or
yeah.
is it just okay. Like, you could
Yeah.
set up
So
what
essentially,
the
it was, if you have any malice in your heart towards anybody on stage, is essentially what it was.
mm,
Anybody on stage, and like specifically mine or Ferdinand or anybody like that, and they would get executed. And yeah, like 7 people died because of it. And yeah, that that shield that mine uses to protect people, it can also be used as a screening device, because it won't let anybody that is any way hostile to her through it. So they use that to check. And it's a really cool screening thing, like you said, like the TSA screening thing. It's really cool, and it gets used quite a bit for that purpose,
mm,
which is really fun.
yeah.
And
Now that
unlike
then I'm wondering if
unlike
there's
Daemon,
freaking loopholes around it so because
I'm like, unlike Daemons, it's a lot harder to get past in Trick. So
yeah,
there you
because like,
go.
that's a thing in, like, Psycho-Pass is, like, the people get judged and they give,
All
like
the
yeah,
guns,
they get, like,
yeah.
a rating, and if their rating is a certain thing, then they get executed, or they get dealt with, or they get
Mhm.
punished, but, like, there's some people that find, like, a way to, like, break or glitch the system, and they're, like, rating of 0 even though they've, like, murdered people and have committed crimes and shit like that. So it's like, I is there a way to, like, kind of is there a loophole maybe around it somehow or, like, I don't know. That's something also I'm interested in. So like that was something really cool with the episode. Also, um, I know I did kind of it goes into like the execution stuff and whatnot and the magic surrounding that. That was also just introducing that. What did they? I forget the term. Was it dark? Was it just literally dark magic or something or the dark god or something they brought
We
up
don't know
or
the actual spell that was used,
yeah.
but it's a prayer to the Lord of Darkness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what it was. So like that, like, and then they throw in like, oh, you're gonna have to do this mine, and that it's like scary shit. So there
Well,
was
because
that.
mine's one of the only people in the like duchy that would learn it.
Yeah.
Only mine and her two brothers and sister are the only four that can learn that magic,
Hmm.
because they're the only four that are Archduke candidates.
Hmm.
So that's the only people they teach this magic to.
Yeah. And then
So
also another thing I had um put down was they did discuss the ranking of the duchy, which I thought was kind of interesting.
yeah, that doesn't come into play until part 4. So,
Mhm.
but it is something to think about. They are a middle ranked
Middle
duchy.
ranked, yeah.
They are a middle ranked duchy, even though the influence and power they have is that of a low ranked duchy. Remember, in the whole reason mine became a blue priest is because the nobility needed more mana. The reason behind that is because there was a purge in Yogurtschmidt, or whatever the hell it's called. We call it Yogurt Land out here. Because I don't, it's really hard to pronounce the actual name. I call it Yogurt Land, sue me. So essentially, Yogurt Land had a civil war, and anyone associated with the losing side lost standing. So our place of fucking Ehrenfest shot up above everybody who rebelled, who was on the losing side of the civil war. So now they're middle ranked.
Mhm.
When they used to be the lowest of the low ranked, they're now middle ranked because of the civil war, because they chose the side that won.
Hmm.
So that is an actual really important plot thread. But like I said, that's part 4. We
Right.
will learn all about implications of everything about that in part 4. So it's a cool thing to learn and to understand, but we're not getting much more of that till part 4.
Okay. Yeah, this episode of Bookworm though was really good. I feel like this was
Love
yeah,
that.
this is one of like I don't know. This episode stands out a lot just in this season in general, like this whole season to this point. I feel like this is an episode like I feel like I really liked a lot. Uh it was like horrifying, but also like it had like I feel like yeah, it had like a it ended up being like a bittersweet kind of thing in a way because of like the Gunther bit at the end and just like yeah, I don't know. It's just also like introduces I feel like it brings up some pretty cool things and I feel like for Mind's character, this is probably a big moment too. Um, for sure. Whether that's just like as a learning experience or like, you know, mentally or yeah, I don't know. But I was impressed with how she was able to like compose herself. Like obviously she was struggling a bit, but she was ultimately able to like talk to the people and kind of, you know, bring it in surprisingly. Because yeah, how many people are going to be able to do that in this situation? But yeah, that's about
She
it.
is learning. She is learning.
Yeah.
You know, she's learning how to comport herself and keep down what she's actually feeling. So that's nice. Let's move on to the meat and potatoes, the coup de grace, the best thing all season right now. Here it is. Mushoku
Mushoku.
Tensei.
Yeah.
Jobless reincarnation.
Yeah,
Sophie getting a little bit jealous.
yeah. See the little pout face from Sophie was nice. Yeah.
Sophie's so cute. She top one, bro.
Yeah, we got more there was a lot more slice of life in this episode, which I do really enjoy, especially how more particularly in this episode because of how they were mixing this stuff with um like literally the beginning of the series, right? There was a lot of that throughout this episode, and we'll get to the later parts of the episode, but because they did that at the end of the episode as well. But there were a lot of moments in this episode, like you know, one example is Rudy making like the goofy faces, at his kid, just like
Like
Paul.
Paul did to
Yeah,
him
yeah. So just like
on
little bits like
Bennett
that.
regarding stuff.
Yeah, and I also saw there was like a parallel. Um, when Roxy was saying like, "Oh, like I'm just a student" or whatever when she was crouched down
Yeah.
on the ground, like that was a
Yeah, it was
parallel
the
to the
parallel of
beginning.
when she knocked over the tree the first
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like a lot of like callbacks actually to the very beginning of the series in this episode, which I feel like that just added a lot more impact. Seeing Geese, seeing what's his name, Talhan, right?
Talhan, Alina,
Alina
Lee,
Lee's,
Cindy,
yeah, seeing them and hearing them talk about, Paul and
Paul, and
yeah, and it
everything.
kind of rooting Rudy on and taking care of his
Rooting for
family and
taking care of his family. Giving, they didn't mention specifically what happened, but they gave Rudy his share for clearing the labyrinth.
Paul's.
They gave them Paul's share for clearing the labyrinth, Roxy's share for clearing the labyrinth, and half of each of their shares.
Damn.
So Rudy,
Oh, that's what
has
they
the
meant when they said, "Oh,
line-
and a little something from us." That's what they meant by
yeah,
that. Yeah,
they
okay,
gave half
makes
of
sense.
each of their shares to him.
Wow.
Because they felt like in that final battle, it really was the Rudy and Paul show.
Yeah.
So they can't really take the credit.
Mhm.
So they gave him half of everything they earned. So Tallahan gave half of his, Geese half of his. Alina Lee's, Alina Lee's gave half, but I'm pretty sure Alina Lee's gave all of her share to begin with because, fuck, Alina Lee's don't need money. She's rich, so she's rolling in money. She ain't even tripping.
Mhm.
But yeah, so Rudy has a hefty sum that he just gets injected into his bank account, which he actually starts mentioning later in this episode. Like, wait a second, my wife got a job, my other wife got a job.
I ain't bringing
Am
in
I
any money, bro.
am I a stay-at-home dad? Like, is that what's going on here?
Yeah.
He's like, wait, is this jobless reincarnation into a jobless bum? Am I? Wait, no, I gotta find a job. Which is interesting. Because yeah, Rudy is kind of right now bumming off his wives,
Yeah.
which is crazy work. um, but yeah, the whole thing with Aisha and
Oh, dude.
Beat the new member of the
Nah,
family.
Aisha had me rolling in this episode, like
Bro, that should have
freaking
me, bro.
blackmailing Rudy, bro.
Blackmailing Rudy, like, wow, you want to kill my pet? That's crazy. Maybe I'll tell Roxy and Sophie about that fucking shrine.
It's like, what? You
Huh?
fucking know
Like,
about that?
whoa, bro, you didn't gotta go there. It's like, yeah. Remember, I hold your fucking balls in my hand, motherfucker. Yeah, you may be the big brother here, but I'm the one with wearing the pants. All right, like, goddamn, Aisha's scary.
Yeah.
Like, in case people are still wondering if Aisha's terrifying, Aisha's the scariest bitch in the house. All right,
Like the way she freaking
she knows
whispered into his
everyone's
ear,
cheating,
like, "Don't
bro.
worry, I won't tell now that you."
Don't worry. Don't worry, you earned a stay of execution. Yeah.
Yeah, Aisha was great.
Yay, big brother! Yay! Bro, she crazy, dog. We love Aisha.
Yeah, she was great in this episode.
Um, and then of course the pouting Sophie. We gotta get back to that.
Yeah.
That was so cute. It was like, cause like they get the details. They're like, oh, Rudy's harassing a female student. So of course she's walking up with some type of look on her face. You know, she was already upset. Then she comes over and sees it's Roxy and Rudy, and the way the conversation
Oh
went with
yeah,
the
the
love
sexual
of, like,
misunderstanding.
sometimes
Yeah.
sometimes girls just don't aren't in the mood. And he's like, and why, I know she might be better than me, but like, you still have me.
Yeah.
Like, you don't gotta leave me high and dry. And he's like, no, you can come learn too. And she's like, wait a second, we're not talking about getting fucked?
Threesome.
What's going on? Wait a second, reset. What's happening?
Yeah. I love Luke's reaction to that shit too. Like when
Luke,
when they
Luke,
pulled up, he
Luke
literally just, all
walked up,
right,
looked,
bro. What the
whatever.
fuck?
Fits, I'm out. Good luck. I don't care.
Yeah, that was funny.
Which, hey, Luke understands the assignment. He walks up on a marital dispute and goes, yeah, no, I'm leaving. All right, good luck. Everyone, hey, nothing to see. Go home. All right, go to your pets. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. I will
Oh,
say
man.
about like the Sylphie, like I don't know if you got this feeling when you first read this, but like, dude, it kind of feels like she's getting cucked, bro. Like,
Sophie?
is that just me, or like it just feels like I don't know, like like I just have a little bit of this feeling, like the way it's kind of coming across to me is that like, especially like I don't know. some of the dialogue, I don't know if it's just me. Some of the dialogue and
Oh,
even
Sophie definitely thinks of herself as lesser.
yeah,
That is just yeah.
I don't know. It just had
Then again, Roxy also feels like she's lesser, so
yeah.
it's just one of those things. It's like I will say when Eris comes, it does get remedied a little bit
Mhm,
because Eris is the king gaslighter, so she makes everyone feel good.
mhm.
But no, there. I was watching a reaction where somebody said they wanted to like understand the dynamic more, and we don't ever understand the dynamic until Eris comes, because then Eris gets invited to the dynamic, of course, and like gets introduced, and you'll see later, probably way later in the season, but there is a way they handle it, and right now, yes, it feels like how you said, like she's getting cucked, but the same way, Roxy feels like she's cucking her, and then also like it's just honestly there are things that I think Refugian didn't do well,
Mhm.
and the polygamous thing for the beginning, it definitely it I don't like how Sylphie thought of herself as lesser a lot, and then Roxy of course felt like she was
Yeah,
an
cause
interloper.
yeah,
Like
cause like you had all the development for Sophie and stuff like that, and then like you hear how she's talking about
how
like
she's talking about
yeah,
herself, like I get that Roxy's better, or I understand I would have lost to Roxy, or
mhm,
all of that shit. It irritates the fuck out of me. I
mhm,
agree. No, I 100%.
yeah,
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
yeah.
Especially
So
on like the horse ride back, right?
mhm.
The line of like, well, I'm just happy I got here first while he was vulnerable. Cause if it was a fair fight, I would have lost to you.
Yeah,
And Roxy's like, I don't know about that, but you know, W, I guess.
mhm.
So like, just I agree. The whole thing is just,
Yeah, so
it's
there
a
was
bit.
that, but then there was also like some good dialogue in that scene too. I feel like
There
yeah,
was good dialogue there too, but you gotta point out that it does feel bad a lot of
yeah,
the time. So I feel that.
yeah. So that,
You are not the only one, my friend.
um, so yeah, I mean, aside from that, before like the end of the episode, like I guess the other thing maybe to mention would be like the stuff with like
The magic, I
yeah,
mean.
the magic and what was it, the freaking shards of the
Yeah, of the mana,
yeah, the
the mana height,
manatites or whatever they're called. Yeah,
the
with
scale.
Julian Zanoba and that content.
Yeah, Cliff and
Cliff.
him experimenting, and Julie getting really good at making the Ruger
Yeah,
figures.
that was awesome. That was
Because
wholesome.
that almost looked like one of Rudy's figures. Like it was really well done, you
Yeah,
know.
Rudy was even like kind of like he was surprised. Yeah, he was
And then you mentioned that there were dialogue layered over each other. You saw Zanoba talking in the background, like, yeah, I have to show you her collection sometime because she's gotten really good, and layered over Rudy narrating about like what the scales do and stuff, and how they absorb mana,
yeah.
and how that could be potentially like world altering depending on how they like deal with that, and like so there's a lot there, may get into later, who knows, but the big thing that happens this episode, of course, like this title says, king class water mage.
Yeah.
um Rudy, like Sylphie interrupted the conversation of asking Roxy to teach her king tier magic, to teach him king tier magic. And Roxy kind of, one of the things that it didn't really go into in this episode, but it did in the light novel, is Roxy was kind of holding on to that. Cause as long as Roxy doesn't teach this spell to Rudy,
She'll feel like
Roxy is
she's
still the bigger.
yeah, yeah.
Roxy is still the king class and he's not.
Mhm.
You know, but she knew that if she did that spell in front of him one time, he would be king class and she would lose the one edge she has on him, right?
Mhm.
Because like they're equals, or Rudy's better on every other type of magic. But Water, she's a king, and Rudy's only a saint. So it's like, no, I got that. Don't come at me, you know. Um, Although we did, if you guys remember in season 2, Rudy did use a spell, Absolute Zero, which wasn't Absolute Zero, but it was Absolute Zero, which is actually Emperor tier magic.
Yeah, he did. I remember that.
What? Shut up.
I'm joking.
Um, so there is that. So realistically, could Rudy be higher? Maybe. Who knows? Or at least she thought it looked like the Emperor tier spell. So who knows? But yeah. So we get to learn that incantations for higher level spells are typically just a continuation of the lower level spell, that the lower level spell just cuts off early and creates an effect, and if you continue the incantation it will make a higher tier spell, which we see with him realizing that, wait a second, this is cumulonimbus, this is the spell I learned to become a saint, and then learning what 2 or 3 lines extra in order to turn it into king tier, lightning, which lightning. That is a hell of a spell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way they showcased it, I mean, both Roxy and Rudy, like that was
And
yeah, and like I know I mentioned earlier, like the nod back to season 1, but like that vision like Roxy had of like seeing young Rudy and then older,
young Rudy
yeah,
casting
dude.
cumulonimbus.
And then the
Yeah.
music they were playing over it, dude, like it was just the perfect like showcase. Like it really did kind of bring you back to that season 1 time.
That feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I definitely felt that way. So the way that was just the way that came across, the way they handled that scene, was
The way they
really
learned
good.
from their mistakes in the first season, they put the horse immediately in the protection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it
love
was
the
awesome.
show, man. This was such a good episode.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, really good episode. Just for various reasons, for sure. But I feel like when you had that connection to like the first season and calling back to it a lot, and I feel like that definitely even gave it more impact. For sure.
It hits us in our nostalgia bone, and makes us a little bit like even more happy with it. So yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. That about does it for our seasonal spotlight. Top rankings, are we gonna rattle off some that we really enjoyed? I don't really have a top 10 to be honest, but like if I had to say some of my favorite episodes from this week, I'll start off, I suppose. Mushoku, which we just talked about.
For a good 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would also put Bookworm up there, like Mushoku, Bookworm, Ghost in the Shell is up there for me as well. Daemons of the Shadow Realm was really good. Those are like
For me,
4.
just for experience, I think I'd like to add on yours the Exiled Night, just because of the comedy that we experienced.
Hey, that's
together.
probably
It's
the
a
most I
great
laughed
episode.
this week. To
Exactly.
be honest,
Like, was it the one I was shout out? No, but it was just enjoyment with friends, the laughter, and poking the fun. So that's
Yeah.
one where I would shout out on your list too, because it was fun to watch with you and Travis.
Yeah, that is a shout. Yeah, but the 4 I mentioned, Mushoku, Bookworm, Daemons, Ghost in the Shell, like that is definitely like my top 4. And then if I had to say like a 5th, I mean, I did really like Goodbye Lara this week. I'm not gonna lie, I did really like that one. Supermarket's always like has been good. Yeah, it's probably between those 2 for probably my last spot this week.
So I will jump in and right after you, and I will add Jaadugar Caramelized. It's funny, comedy, rom-com, and we also have the girl maybe be a dragon egg, because it seems like the mom said it vaguely, the animation foreshadowed it, pointed at it twice I think, or once this time, and literally said because she is dot dot dot, and we find out next week most likely because the mom's gonna continue teasing it. The Frontier Lord begins with 0 subjects. Look, chat. I'm not shouting them out because they're perfect or they're great like Nate did with Mushoku and everything. I'm telling you, from purely enjoyment and like the frontier lore begins with zero subject. The comedy of that one is just the animation, the facial expression, and like seriously, the facial expression. I tagged our Nate about it like a few times on the few screenshots I saw. It's just comedy and everything. The other one I'll shout out, I already mentioned it earlier, from the overshadow to overpower, just fun to watch. I know we didn't really speak about it, but I will give it the Hero and the Saints. No, all works made, and I'm proud of it because it's like you, it's like it's a reincarnation into a game and everything, like the autonomy we have seen and everything, or like the villainous. But this one is like you unknowingly is changing the whole story plot of what it is going on in the story, but you're unaware about it because you don't know the other two people from an airplane crash join you in this reincarnation. So I wonder if they're gonna interact or if they're gonna find out. So I'm just waiting. I'm looking forward to it. That's one show I'm actually having fun with. I didn't expect to. I believe Graham told me about it, and I had expectation. I'm like, you know what? I trust my friend. He is telling me a good recommendation. Let me go into it, and then actually coming out of it, enjoying it. So that's one I also always shout out. Other than that, Graham, what are other ones that you want to repeat from ours, or is there any different ones?
Mushoku Bookworm obviously up there.
Um,
Smoke Behind the Supermarket up there. Love Unseen Beneath the Clear Night Sky was up there for me. Grand Blue's probably the most I laughed this week for sure. I Wanna Love You Till Your Dying Days got me hooked. Sparks of Tomorrow's got me. I like the dub, bro. I'm watching it dubbed. I think
Oh, you are.
that
Oh,
lends to
shit.
my. Yes, I've mentioned it more than once. Ghost in the Shell up there, and Witch in Mongolia. I need you fucking people on this.
I'll be caught up.
We got
That
you.
shit's
I
up,
Oh,
will
we
bro.
got you next week.
100% be
We
caught
got
up
you.
next week to that.
I love y'all. You watch it, bro. It's so fun. I love Witch in Mongolia, man. It's so good.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, so that's a
Pretty
shot,
good week.
guys.
Pretty good week. Yeah.
Solid week two. Solid week two we have. Can't wait for week three. Chad, we keep telling you that we'll be on time and on top of things, and we will.
We
We will
were
be
hey,
watching
this
our
week
show.
we're on time and on
We're up
top.
to
Feel like this is the
yeah,
best
we
we've
are.
been in a minute. At least for me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
we're
let's
recording on
keep
the
it
right
consistent.
day and everything. Guys,
Um,
it's
also big
Sunday when we're recording this, not Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. You know.
yes, 100%. A big shout out to our friend Blade Ninja who will be joining us in 4 weeks for our week six. Most likely, hopefully, timing and scheduling works, but he'll be joining us for the mid season for summer. And Chad, we see you next week for week three. We are looking forward to much more anime and where the story builds up for these next episodes for these animes we enjoy. Go read, watch light novels, as always, as Grandma would say. Slime is one of the best Isekai fantasy series for me. Until I can catch up with Mushoku and ReZero and Bookworm, I could have more fun with which one is on top
Oh yeah,
in the next
Vash.
coming weeks. And Bleach.
Vash. Yeah, yeah. I was just gonna actually mention that. But Vash hit the nail on the head. Thank you guys for being here for week 2. We're gonna have Bleach back. ReZero's coming on the way. I mean, this season it just seems like it's gonna get better and better. So hopefully it can keep up this momentum because I feel like there was some banger episodes this week, and maybe some of these ones I'm kind of in between on. Maybe it starts to trend in a better direction for me. We'll see. I can only
Are you
be
going to be dropping
can
any?
only be
Have
hopeful.
you
I
go?
probably will. I probably will, to be honest. But they're ones I haven't really talked about on here, so y'all may not ever find out which ones it is. Go to my Annie list. Maybe I will mention certain ones, but uh,
What is
yeah,
that for town?
enjoying this season so far. I feel like we got some good sequels. We got some good new things for sure. Some like Daemons carrying over certainly helps too because it's been picking up. So I'm happy, man. I'm happy. So yeah, we'll see you all.
Other than that, Jay?
Everyone,
See you all.
stay tuned next time. See if our buddy Vash sees the things that we talked about in Daemons. Because if he doesn't mention them, he's getting cooked. Is all I'm saying.
What's going
We
on
will
back there,
be
man?
We will be talking mad mess about Crash, Crash, about Vash, if he doesn't notice the things on Daemons. So yeah, thank you for watching, bro. Thank you for being here. Thank you for staying for this 3-hour podcast. I appreciate y'all. Have a good night, guys. See you next week.
See you all in episode 86. Love that
Episode 3
series. Love that series.
of this season. Yo, 86. Yeah, special episode next week. 86 is just gonna be about 86. In fact, we're gonna have Vash watch that if he hasn't already.
Bro, he's got too much on his plate, man. One thing at a time. All right, peace, y'all.
Peace.